How was your afternoon?
Oh man, it's been a busy day. Tell you what.
Yep. Yep.
I tell you what.
Well, we got 3 days off, but you know what? I'm gonna need all that time to just catch up on things, catch up on information, catch up on comment section, catch up on emails, catch up on Twitter, catch up on everything. Like this time right now, I gotta take full advantage of every second of it, Like no
Believe
minute
me.
can be wasted.
Hear me now, believe me later. What's up, guys?
Good evening, guys.
Everybody.
Good evening. Let's see who we got in the house tonight. Josh is in here. Derek A, good evening. Shannon, Christian Princess, good evening. Chat's filling right up. Quick. Grandpa Barney, good evening. WOPR. Katie Sweaty, Bearded Salve. T, the next one's yours. After Bearded Salve.
Josh, Derek, Shannon, WOPR, Bearded Salvio. You already got him. Future Whale, Steve, Maximus, good evening. Sorry for the late notice on my channel. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got everything up and running now.
No, that's not true. That's not true, Tony. Tell him what really happened. Mr. Massalorian had technical difficulties. Tony was fine. Tony didn't have any technical difficulties.
I'm not going to throw you under the bus like that.
That's all right. That's okay. That's what we're here for. J Beebs, good evening. Luigi, CJ, Jeff, Peggy, Can It Be, Floyd, Hammer, I saw, Sea Hill, Stephen Peterson, Future Whale. All right, I'm caught up there. Diana Guest. All right. Whopper, watch the movie War Games.
War Games, like the 1980s version?
Yeah, but about the Pentagon and
that was a classic.
Yeah, I remember that movie. Who was the? Do you remember? That's 80s, right? Yeah, early 80s, gotta be.
Seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Rachel, Savvy, J Rez, MD, Jordan, number letters.
Tony, are you buzzing? I wish. My eyes are bloodshot as hell though from allergies.
Oh,
I need to go fix a drink. We need to get buzzing after a day like this. Holy hell. Worst, what is this? The worst year since 1970? Is that what I heard in the news today? Did you see that?
47 years. 72? Yeah. So something like that. What was the exact number? Do you remember? Was it 47?
They said since 1970. So what would that be? 52 years?
52, yeah. Yeah, 52. Shit. Yes. AMC machine. See, these are the kind of things I got to catch up on, Tony. Thank you.
Did you have to do an honest day's work today?
I didn't all day. No, I did not.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me you were looking at new residences or something, right?
Yes. So I was taking measurements, all those kind of things. That's so I got to go back tomorrow all day. Tomorrow, actually, we can actually start to do things to it. Like start making changes to it. So opening up walls, stuff like that. This is a big move, man. I'm losing all my independence. This should be exciting.
Ruben says, technically, it's the worst 6 months. I'm just going to go ahead and extend that, Ruben, and say this is probably going to be the worst year in 52 years. The way that Jerry P. and Ms. Yellen and our friend Joey B. up in the White House, the way they're running this economy right now, it's not looking good.
No, they're doing a horrible job. I can't believe, why did the Atlanta Fed do that today? They couldn't just, we got 28 more days of peace and quiet. They had to give us the alarm bell early.
Well, I've been tracking and reporting on the Atlanta Fed in my Discord every day, and today was the next update. In fact, I wanted to look that up. Maybe I can pop it up on the screen here. The chart that we look at. Oh, yeah. This is a major update from the last time I posted it in Discord. Which was just a couple days ago. Let me do a screen share here with you.
Yep.
So okay. I've done a couple videos on this in the past few months, talking about when will we technically be in a recession. And the reason that we're tracking this, I was hoping that the press didn't let the cat out of the bag before we could capitalize on it, because this is a estimate. And you see this green line right here?
Yes.
We've been watching this. 2 days ago, this line was right above zero. You see
I
how we
know.
almost hit zero in the middle of June, and we were trending up. The last time I looked at it 2 days ago, we were right here. I was like, well, maybe we're going to squeak by with GDP not being negative. Well, look what happened in today's update. Right
Yep.
below this zero line here.
Yep.
I know this might be hard for people to see if they're on a phone.
There we go. Much better. I blew it up full screen. So,
But yeah, once we went below this zero line, that now means officially, again, this is an estimate, but it will probably end up being right. The accuracy level of their predictions is pretty spot on. What
for
this
sure.
means is this quarter is now negative GDP, and that officially puts us at 2 quarters negative GDP, which meets the technical definition of a recession.
Yep.
So for all intents and purposes, or as you see it on Facebook, for all intensive purposes, you know, from your friends who misspell things, for all intensive purposes, we are now technically in a recession.
Yeah. Yep. I saw they tweeted that as soon as I got home today. And then I was like, you know what? Just break out a video. Let's explain what's going on here. And that, you know, the only thing that I'm hoping, and I'm not putting a lot of faith into this, but I am hoping that a lot of this is baked into the market already. It's got to be. I know we had a huge bubble, but a lot of air has been sucked out of that bubble right now. There is a lot of speculation still out there, but there are also some real good companies that are out there that are undervalued right now, I think, speculatively speaking, right? So at some point,
a bunch of them.
At some point, we got to stop drawing blood. Some point, there has to be more momentum going into a positive direction. Grandpa Barney, thank you for having a good, honest day's work and keeping me and Tony on here at 9:30. Let me just say a couple of hays to everyone. The Vineyards in the house. Ruben A, Chad Clifford, Freekekistan, Dufresne, Dream of Stuff, Beauport, J Beebs, Kiwi Girl, Josh, LA. You want to take some tea? Take some.
Dream of Stuff, Jonah, LA, Dreams. What's up, Dream? Jack Wolf in the house, your neighbor's dog. And CW, will a recession help the squeeze? What a great question to start us off. Will a recession help the squeeze?
Should we debate that?
I mean, I think you and I probably agree, but I can play devil's advocate. I can play either side because I can make a case for either side. But okay. I think one case is weaker in my opinion. Which side do you want?
Give me the bull side. Let me take the bull side.
The bull side that the recession will cause a MOAS?
Yes, that more money coming out of the market at a faster pace, accelerated pace, could help us to squeeze.
All right.
I'll take that point of view.
Take us away. Take us away.
Okay, so let's take into consideration what we know so far. So far, there's been a lot of rumors and hearsay, and that's technically up to this point. That is all it has been, as far as someone folding a big company, having to unload some over leveraged position that was gonna put a huge have a huge shockwave, send the shockwaves throughout the market. Now we've been hearing that for a little bit now. It's been 4 to 6 weeks since that narrative was first started to come out, and then more and more people who are supposed to be in the know started reiterating the same thing. So, and I totally believe, without a doubt, just looking back to that huge position the guy took when he bought in 100% of the stock, and the next day into the market, ended up there was 130 million shares traded, all the way back. I think that was 2004. So how long have these shenanigans been going on? Let's assume that in 2004, at least at 2004, the hedgies figured out a way to manipulate the system by using all these different techniques to rig it against retail. And it really didn't come into the spotlight until very recently because of the explosion in retail trading and the new You know, the inclusivity of everyone being able to have a brokerage app at their fingertips, whether they're home, on the road. So in my opinion, I think there is still a lot of over leveraged positions out there. A lot of people who probably went short back last year when they thought they would have a good chance to tank this company. And even though a lot of people have left this movement, a lot of others have come in. And so based on that, and based on what Adam Aaron has said, it seems like we still have control of the company. And until then, I'm still in for the squeeze. The more money gets sucked out of the market, the faster, the more likelihood there could be some type of margin call that causes a domino effect and takes out multiple different short positions. Go bear on me.
Go bear on you. Okay. The flip side argument, and I agree with I agree with everything you said, right? So we're just playing devil's advocate here now. To reiterate what Massalorian said, there is entirely a scenario where a market crash and a recession could trip somebody up due to loss of liquidity or being too long in their positions and get bent over and start the dominoes falling. But if I play the other side, like I always do in my own brain, when I'm looking at anything, money, buying a car, relationships, pros and cons, right? Bearish and bullish case. The other side that I would look at so that I know the risk that I'm, you know, which is more likely. We've all known that a recession's coming. Anyone who's been doing this for a while or pays attention to the economy, in which case I lump in all of the hedge funds because they are theoretically the brightest financial wizards that exist. I mean, that's what they get paid for, to sit around and plan this stuff out all day. They knew a recession was coming. They had ample opportunity to load up the short side of their portfolio with SPY puts, index puts on everything in their portfolio, and get that's not even counting any short bets. So the counter argument would be that they are well prepared, the vast majority of them, to weather a downturn, and that they might even smash out record profits in a recession. Some of them, not all of them, right? There's going to be some that screwed up. Look at all the crypto companies that did not forecast a pullback in crypto, just getting wiped out.
Yep.
Right? Not everybody is a good planner, and there will be people that get wiped out. But my counter argument would be there are going to be plenty of big guys that rake it in a recession.
Absolutely. There will be winners and losers. Yep.
How that all shakes out, how it all shakes out is going to depend on who planned and who has access to capital when things get tight. And get tight they are.
Yeah.
Getting tight.
Yeah. The money is getting tight. I mean, you can just see it across the world. Money's getting tight. You can see across the world. You know, I don't know why it is that some of the stories the mainstream media carries and others get thrown to the side, but some of the flooding that's going on in China right now, have you seen any of the flooding going on?
No. There
are some crazy things that happen. They had to unleash 2 dams up in northern China, and it went like through. I'm not kidding. They gave them like no warning to the people and just opened them up because they were going to destroy manufacturing and industry further upriver because of all the backup from the rain. And it was like literally, I mean, some of the footage coming out, people on their 2nd story apartment buildings with their houses going down the middle of the street with floodwater. It was absolutely insane. And no one in the world is talking about, like, over 100,000 people they're saying had died. And it was saying hundreds of thousands of hectares of rice fields could have been destroyed. Like, there was just so much pain coming, I think, economic pain for people. So even though the Fed is tightening up with the rate increases and the hikes, I think also there's a lot of money that's going to come out of the market. I mean, there's a lot of people talking about they should be in cash right now. I've heard guys on Bloomberg, you know, everything should be in cash. Sorry. Do you have to say something?
I gotta address 2 things. First, Councilor Murray, thank you.
Yes.
Councilor Murray says, can you reach out to Wrench Capital and tell him to bring back saying ticker symbol AMC in the beginning of his videos? Yes, I will reach out. He's never answered me once yet, but I will be happy to do that to you. Second,
I love that.
Second, I want to do a FUD stop here on my buddy up in New York walking through the parks saying that all Australian banks are closing down and telling people to take out their money because the bank's closing down. Guys, number one, he didn't provide you a link, because if he did, you would have seen the actual truth. I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. On my community tab on my YouTube page, I did put the same article with the link for you to go read the facts, and you got to weigh where you're getting your information from: entertainment channels or fact-based channels. Entertainment channels don't provide you facts. They just provide you enough bubblegum to come back and, you know, want one more piece of candy in an hour, because he's going to pump out 20 of those bullshit pieces a day. One digital bank, it's named Volt. It was a startup from, I think, about 2017 in Australia. Think of it like a SoFi, right? A startup digital bank it's a very capital intensive process. And this bank Volt was going to try and do an IPO, from what I understand, reading the article. And there's just no money to support launching an IPO for this bank, or at the very least, there's not enough investor money for them to continue their operations and expand and support their operations. So due to lack of funding, they're going to close down. Nobody's losing any money. And they, gave account holders time to withdraw all their funds. That is very different than how it's being portrayed on my friend in New York walking through the park on his page. And go check out the full article on my community tab if you really care to know any more. But I think it's important that we put a stop to the FUD and the nonsense early on in this conversation, since someone asked the question about Australia.
Right on. Thank you, Kiwi Girl, for mentioning that as well in the chat. I put that up on the screen. She said the same thing, and that's what Jack Wolf was saying. Beverly says, just checking in from a great day today. What is your opinion of Bigham's live stream yesterday, that we have been ripped off more money than money? We have been ripped off more money than money is in circulation. I didn't see that, Beverly, but now I'm going to have to watch it.
I think his
totally
live,
believe that.
I saw him post something about his live last night was 6 hours.
Oh, geez.
Is that right? I only allocate about 6 minutes per video, so there's no way I could have watched that. But maybe if I can schedule a road trip to, I don't know, to Oklahoma or something, I'd be happy to listen to that. Maybe he could do an outtakes. If he could do an outtakes, that would be excellent.
Yep. By the way, T, somebody put in the comments, I just wrote it down, talking about something about Cat Striker, that something was going on online about Cat Striker taking money from apes.
I saw the comment. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know anything about it.
Me neither. Let me say hey to some people real quick. Richard Mock, good evening. Bliss, good evening. Lupe, good evening. Jerry, Jonah, Bonnie, Tendy Time, what's up, my brother? I saw Chad Clifford, Sub the Boss. Let's see, Ted's Vintage, Food Dog, Counselor Murray, we got Sub the Boss. I got Zen Hodler. All right, I'm kind of caught up a little bit. I'm trying to get there. Adamson International, Imen Z, LA, we got Galen, good evening. I'm kind of, Mr. Heady's in the house. Bobby Stamper, what's up, Mr. Heady? Oh, let's see. Who else we got? Angelina ATF's in the house. Tony, you want to take a couple?
Yep. 8 Blazing, shout out. Old Doge 333. 6 hours, he said. John Curtis, do I believe a squeeze covering is possible with the recession? That is probably, maybe we'll line that up as our next question. Mass, what do you think?
Sure, we can tee that up. Yeah.
Is a squeeze possible with the recession? I think we just kind of argued both sides of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Is
we just did. Yep.
is covering possible with a recession? Well, covering would be possible at any point that they want, right? I think that people have been shorting, hiccups. People have been shorting this stock anything between 12 and 50 or 70 bucks, probably the majority of them between 12 and 34 right now. They can cover literally at any time they want, but they're holding out for as low of a price on this stock as they can to maximize their profits before they cover. So if the stock market has a major correction and all the indexes go down another 20 or 30% and take AMC and GameStop with it, and let's say we go down to $5 or $3, could they cover? Absolutely. I mean, they can literally cover any time. What I don't know is what their threshold is that they want to cover at. Is it a penny? Is it bankruptcy? Is it $3? I don't have that answer.
Yep.
The lower it gets, the lower our stock price gets, the more, enticing it will be for them to cover. So I'm not a big fan of our stock price going down. I'm not a big fan of not buying, not supporting the buy side pressure.
Yep. Me too. What's up, Nicola? Good evening. Rands, Robert Denaro. Good evening. I guess Kenny G is going after Cat Striker hard, so I don't know why. That was what I just saw. I mean, I know she's done some crazy things for the apes, but it's all good stuff, That from what I know, everything I know of her has been always, supporting the apes. I've never seen anything negative.
Well, she has been going after Ken pretty
mercilessly.
Mercilessly. That's a good word.
Mm-hmm.
So would not surprise me that I mean, we've already seen they've written legal letters to her and to contractors that she's working with. It's no secret that they've been going after her for a while.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they have. Yeah, she was one of the first ones to make an appearance, I think, with Charles Payne way back in the day. Cat Striker, I think. I don't remember who she was on with, but she was like one of the first interviews Payne ever got from the Reddit revolution / ape movement. That was the first interview. And that's, I think, how she blew up so much. Do you remember that?
Okay. I remember one with who's the other female that is
Bunny Up?
No, on Twitter. The one that was Mark Cahota's friend.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
You guys know who I'm talking about. She was
you know
on
who it is.
She was on with Keenan, I think, and someone else. Yeah, Tara Bull.
That's who it was. Not Cat Striker. Tara Bull. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember seeing Tara Bull on, not Cat Striker.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you for clearing that up. That would have never, I would never live that down if I walked away with that. Jeffrey, good evening. J Beebs is in the house. Diaz, Shirley, NG. We just had a bunch of people jump in. Let me just say hey to some people that just got in the chat. Susan, good evening. Bubby Stamper, we got Dips Patel, Lupe, what's up, my brother? Slick Rick, Diaz, we got a full house right now. Awesome. It's all of our peeps. Awesome. I love it. I love seeing all the same names. I do.
Dream of Stuff has a quick question about the BBIG tide scenario. If you can put my screen share back up, I'll talk about this really briefly, but I did just drop a video about this. So if you're in BBIG and you're wondering what's going on, go check out that video, especially if you heard today that the options got turned off on BBIG for the buy side. That is true. And I gave an explanation and some educational resource links to you guys in the video that just dropped. And whether or not you're in BBIG, I still want you to go watch the video, because this is going to be a scenario that is playing out many, many times in your investing career, whether you're dealing with a stock that has a stock dividend coming up. Does that ring a bell, Massalorian?
Yes, it does.
Know any stocks having a stock dividend coming up?
I do. One I've been covering
GME, GameStop.
heavily. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
this same scenario is going to play out with GameStop. Also, anytime you have mergers, splits, reverse splits, spin-offs, cash dividends, there are at least about 8 different scenarios where the options chain could be affected in various ways. And I put a training video from the OIC in my video description that lays out how all of those play out. And for sure, in a stock dividend, or in this case, a spinoff, the options chain will be halted. The options that were existing will be given a new ticker symbol. That's what happened here with BBIG. The BBIG ticker symbol got renamed BBIG1. And as briefly as I can, I'm going to summarize my 6-minute video into 30 seconds. BBIG1 is not available to anybody to purchase. It's only if you held existing options of BBIG. Why did they change the ticker? Because the contract now includes 100 shares of BBIG and 10 shares of Tide. That's because you bought it before the split.
Okay.
The new BBIG options, which should be coming out tomorrow under the ticker BBIG, will not have the Tide included. But since you bought prior to the spinoff and you had that value in there before the spinoff, your BBIG1 will include both. So if you want to know how that all affects you, if you're holding them, go watch the video. And then I do expect that BBIG will have new options chain releasing tomorrow, things back to normal. But in essence, it starts over.
Right. Right. All right.
So it wasn't a rug pull. It wasn't manipulation. This is common. This is the rules. This is how it always works on spinoffs.
So this could possibly happen again with GME.
It absolutely will happen with GME if they do a stock dividend. No doubt.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Makes sense that they would, right? Why wouldn't they?
Because they have to factor the value of the dividend into the options. So they'll halt the old options, give them a GME1, and then the next day or 2 days later, they'll reissue the options chain for new buyers post dividend.
Makes sense. Yeah. Should have explained that. We should have talked. I should have explained that in the video more, getting into that. But now that we see it actually happening and how they went about it, I don't see why everyone wouldn't follow that model, right? If they're doing a dividend split, a stock dividend.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't everyone follow that model? I mean, this is the rules of the Options Clearing Corp. I mean, this is just how it is done. And
but did they change the ticker symbol actually today though? So it was under a total different ticker symbol?
The options only, BBIG1, because they have to differentiate the options that had Tide in them when you bought it.
Okay.
From the new ones that'll come out tomorrow won't have the Tide dividend included in the option. You bought something yesterday or last week when Tide was still part of the company. So they got to account for that by renaming the option ticker before they restart it tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's like starting from a clean slate, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
And now you saw what happened to the price of BBIG. For those of you who are watching me back in May, the reason I sold my BBIG back in May 18th, it was because I was saying the price of the stock after a spinoff is going to drop. And it dropped from the $2 range to what, like $1.30 today?
Yeah,
because
right around there. Yep.
You're taking value out of the company and spinning it off to a separate ticker. That is just how it works.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. The value should go down. Yep. Okay. So,
and I know that's upsetting to people, and a lot of people hate me on Twitter for pointing out the obvious, but, and for some of them, it's after the fact because they don't watch my channel. But I've been talking about this for BBIG in April and May, as I was explaining the options I was going to buy when I was going to sell them and why I sold them.
Got it. So is it so let me ask you this. Going forward with GME, when we do have the announcement for the date, like when they give that, does that mean, because I'm not even quite sure about this, and you probably would know, Tony, because you've been in the market longer than I have. Does that mean, well, so say tomorrow, actually, let's wait till we get back from 4th of July. Let's say when we get back from 4th of July, the announcement comes out, whatever, Tuesday or Wednesday, they say July 28th. I think that's a Thursday. That's when GDP data comes out, I think, is the official day they release GDP from the Labor Bureau. And if we get that announcement that it is the 28th, does that mean on that day? So we are already locked in from before the shareholders meeting as far as getting the dividend, correct?
When they announce it, when they announce the dividend, they'll give you a date, an effective date that you must be holding the stock by. So what was your example? July 24th that they're going to announce it?
Yeah, let's say that they do announce it. Yeah, for a date.
If they announce it on the 28th, it'll probably say something like shareholders of record as of August 2nd will get the dividend. And the dividend will be effective August 4th.
Okay.
So you'll get some advance notice. So you'll have time to go buy GME if you don't already hold it.
What are the chances that will just that alone? Because I've been trying to think of, let's say that it is going to be a little ways out before that actually happens. But do you think that the excitement from the news, especially depending, say that we are down another 10 to 20% by the time we get around to that date, say it is 3 to 4 weeks from now. If it is down at that price, do you think that will be enough to push price action to another level? So like a mad rush to get in to try to beat the deadline.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if people are excited about the dividend or think it's going to be a catalyst, just that excitement, whether it's correct or not, could be enough to drive buying pressure into the stock. We saw that happen with BBIG. It ran up to $3, 3 and change, as people were getting excited about this Tide dividend. But once that date came, that it was, the date of record, that was the date that I sold. Buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many people are really in right now, way in on GME at really high prices, so that when we do come to that point, if we're down at, let's say, like I said, another 10, 20%. So we're somewhere around $100. Just waiting instead of trying to cost average down right now, waiting for that to happen to help intensify things. I've been trying to think of any way to ramp up FOMO, anything that will help us to ramp up FOMO, because from everything we've been told, that's where we've had our most massive pushes from, right? From everything we've been told by the authorities who supposedly know, every run that's happened so far with any meme stock has not been based on shorts closing out their positions or anything else, just based off of sentiment in the market and a FOMO atmosphere around the stock. So it shouldn't take that much to push us to another level with big news, Yeah,
I mean, a stock dividend or a healthy stock split or both definitely could provide some new buyers into GameStop. There might be people that don't want to pay $120, $130 a share, but would gladly pay $30, if it was a 4-for-1 split, for example.
Right. Yep.
All you need is buying. You just need buying pressure for whatever reason.
Yeah, I know. As crazy as it sounds. But we've been noticing that more and more lately, right? That retail seems like retail is sneaking in more and more pressure as time goes on. Bubby says, so
retail's definitely been putting pressure on some stocks, right? Just not the ones, not the ones that everybody wants. They've been running to Redbox and Revlon and AGRX and Boxed and. It is what it
Yeah.
is. If
Yeah.
you have extra money, you should be taking advantage of those opportunities too.
Trying to invest it wisely. Yeah. Yeah. As wisely as possible. Yeah. If you see a place to make a move, do it. Bubby says, so would you sell your GME, Tony, because of the same BBIG scenario?
No, because BBIG is not doing a spinoff. A stock dividend and a split are not negative scenarios. A spinoff is removing value from the company. That I view differently than what happened with BBIG.
Happy birthday to Jeffrey. I just saw, it seems like Jeffrey's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Jeffrey, if you're still in the chat.
Someone
Let's
asked what
see.
happened to Melvin Capital closing down shop. Why didn't we get a short squeeze out of that? You know, one thing that we don't know with Melvin Capital, we talk about this every week on the lives. We have no way of knowing if they had any short position on AMC or any remaining shorts on GameStop that weren't already taken care of, because they don't have to report those. So I saw all the videos where people were insisting that this would be it, but they're not basing that on any facts because that data is not reported. That's
Were there a
just
lot of
people
people?
guessing.
Were there a lot of people who were saying that?
Oh yeah, all the clickbait YouTube channels, all of them. Of course, it's a great video topic to excite people and get them to come to your channel.
No, I know. Yeah. I don't understand. How do you even get away with making a video like that? How do you, well, I'm just curious. What was the format to that video? How do you line that up and say, hey, listen, let me tell you this, Melvin's got to be closed out by July 1st. And, they have a ton of GME positions left. So it's definitely going to cause.
I'll tell you the format. You just create a thumbnail that says Melvin Capital confirms MOAS. Then you go to Reddit. You go to Reddit and find somebody with a lot of karma, because that means they're legit. And if they wrote a post with a bunch of apes and bananas saying Melvin Capital is shutting down at the end of June, that's where you stop asking questions. Just start rolling the tape.
Stop asking questions.
Rush
just
that
consume
puppy
more.
out, get you a good 10, 20,000 views, and then move on to the next video.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Liz
Clayman. Go ahead. Do you want to say something else?
I said it's easy. The formula is easy. I mean, any of y'all can get rich making clickbait videos with that formula.
You're right. You're right. You're right. WQPR says, someone said, John Curtis says Matt Kors is worthless. I watched your video of Morant's rants. I was inspired by his ability to gel with your channel and subscribe, but I was struck by his division against AMC when I listened afterwards. Hate politics. Yeah. So just addressing that WOPR, we had talked beforehand, me and Morant and Tony had discussed that we weren't going to talk about AMC, and he was cool with that. And I thought he had a vast wealth of knowledge that me and Tony could tap into and then share with both of our audiences. And I was hoping it would mend some fences between AMC and GME people. So I hope it did that.
I think we're both fully aware he's not a big fan of Adam Aaron, or maybe, dare I say, maybe not a fan of AMC. That was beside the point. We were tapping into his knowledge of GameStop. For those who are asking us a lot of questions about GameStop, we're not the subject matter experts on GameStop. We're just retail investors, just like you guys. We don't spend all of our day digging into GameStop.
Yeah, we do that with AMC. Liz Clayman's whistle says, thanks. I'm eating a lot of turmeric pepper, dandelion tea, ginger, and it's helping. You still feeling sick, Liz Clayman? Gotta get that whistle. Feeling healthy. Lupe, what's up, brother? Wired Ape says, GME SEC pretty much said the run was not. That's right, Wired Ape. That's right. In their report, that's what they said.
Yeah, when I look at the Ortex, I can see that the short interest drastically went down after the squeeze. So I really don't know how to reconcile those two different things. On the one hand, I have a report from an agency that's supposed to be truthful, saying it wasn't shorts covering. On the other hand, I've got SEC filings, exchange reported filings, showing that the short interest went down. I honestly don't know how to reconcile those two differences.
I know. I know. We've mentioned that. We've talked about that many times. It's almost like
So I'm just staying in the play like a smooth brain
yep.
ape. Just
Yeah.
staying in the play. What's it gonna hurt?
Yep. Yeah. At this point, look, how much can it hurt? How much? How much? On Ortex, Tenny Time was saying dark pool reporting is ridiculous. Jay Bravo is definitely bearish on the overall market. Double says, like most of us. Yeah, I saw. It's funny because I guess I subscribed to Jay Bravo. Maybe it must have been a long time ago. He. Do you know who he is, Tony? The YouTuber.
I've heard of him. I haven't watched him. Maybe one time 6-8 months ago.
Yeah, I think that's when I first found him, like maybe eight months ago. And I guess I subscribed after I watched a couple of his videos, and I must have not watched in a long time. He just popped back up in my queue tonight, so it's funny you said that double. I saw like he had like 3 videos today on with fire, and it was like there's only 2 hours left or something. I'm like, man, this is like Meet Kevin on steroids and glass. It was crazy.
Speaking of fire, on a slightly different topic, not just burning evidence of stock malfeasance to the ground, but on mainstream media yesterday or the day before, I saw them do a good 5-minute segment on the number of food and meat processing plants that have been burned to the ground. I mean, it's gone from YouTube after us talking about it for months and months
I know.
to finally the mainstream media talking about it.
I know. It's crazy.
So it seems a little odd, although nobody's been able to find any, any linkage between all of these, but there's an awful lot of food and meat processing plants burning to the ground at a really inconvenient time.
96 total between
96.
Canada and United States since June.
I saw
July,
someone posted, or maybe I saw it in the news somewhere. So you guys in Europe, help us out. I think it was in the Netherlands. Did you see this, Massalorian? They shut down a bunch of farms because of nitrogen emissions or something like that. I saw a picture. No, I saw a video of these farmers hitting police cars with hammers and pitchforks as they drove by because they were pissed. How do you shut down farms because of emissions? Come on. Are we talking fertilizer or cow poop or what?
Where's all this nitrogen coming from? What's releasing all this nitrogen? Fertilizer?
Just eat bugs. Yes. This is all part of the plan to force you guys to eat cricket burgers. It's coming. If you don't believe us, check with Pantheon.
They're on their way.
Have you heard him talking about that?
No, not in the last couple of days. I haven't seen Pantheon's live stream since the end of last week. I saw his first one like when he came back on a couple of days ago. I caught the end of it. What is he talking about? That about eating bugs in the burgers?
Apparently, eat the bugs. Yes, cricket processing plants coming online to feed the hungry, healthy, environmentally friendly protein source. Eat the bugs. You will like it.
I'm not looking forward to that.
The good thing is you will get carbon credits if you eat crickets, and then you can double your ATM withdrawals every month. If you don't eat the crickets, you're going to be, they're going to monitor. What is it the ESG score? Or
ESG score.
Yeah. Yep. If you're not eating crickets, your ESG score is going to get some demerits, and you're not going to be able to withdraw all that digital coin that they're going to hand you next week.
That's right.
I'm just layering it on now. This is all.
Yeah, you are pouring it on hard.
For anyone who's just joining, this is a lot of sarcasm, laying it on thick. But the cricket piece is real.
Yes, the progressives are determined to shut it down. No more cow flatulence. They've had it. Oh boy. T, I was going to talk to you about this, and Ray K just brought it up. 858. Oh no, that wasn't it. Sorry. Trader in the Trees said, shall we play a game? Speaking of which, I was going to say at some point this weekend, as I'm catching up on everything I need to catch up on, social media, comment section, emails, all that. If we get a chance over one of the next couple nights, we should definitely try to get a game going, like a 4th of July drinking YouTube game. We'll figure something out, like the bingo game, like you do.
Alex, who was on our live stream a week or so ago, is anxious to come back on and do a bingo night with us, a drinking night. The blonde, if in the thumbnail, you guys, if you're new here, she did a quick first appearance with Massalorian and myself a week or so ago. She's had COVID. She's getting over that. And hopefully by this weekend, or maybe you aren't going to be available this weekend, but we'll get something set up, Massalorian, another bingo drinking night, nothing but fun. And maybe watching some silly videos.
Yeah, seriously, just to let off some steam. Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know if I've done that in the last, since maybe the beginning of the year. I don't think I've let off any steam.
For those
so frustrating.
For those in Europe, Monday is a holiday here, and this will be a 3-day weekend. Markets will not be open on July 4th.
Yep.
First, second, Monday's the 4th. So we'll have maybe 3 chances to drink this weekend.
Yeah. Either Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yep. And speaking of that, hold on, let me get this question up here. Someone's asking about the option chain, but for this weekend, if we could get together and do that, and maybe we'll like doing. I think the live stream would be awesome. That would be fun if we could organize that.
Either that or Massalorian, you and I just go to a respective bar in our camera and we'll restream live at the bar, and we'll get Eight Father to join in, and then we'll just sit there and pound shots until someone passes out or pukes.
Do the phone thing. We're gonna go to the phone.
Like that format, the Eight Father.
People love it. People love it. Look at how popular the people are to do the phone thing. It's crazy.
Someone asked about Pantheon's live stream last night. I did not catch his live stream last night, but I understand he might have talked about Ernst & Young. Did you see there was an article, I think it was about Ernst & Young audit accountants cheating on an exam?
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Ernst & Young. I didn't read the article, but nothing surprises me. And it was factual. I mean, this was not a clickbait YouTube video. I saw the actual article across the newswire that they got dinged for that. And we have a CPA in our Discord, and I'm pretty sure he commented about this in the last 24 hours saying, yeah, he knows people that have recently taken it, and they said, they cheat.
Unbelievable.
So, pretty easy to do, apparently. No wonder most of us didn't vote for Ernst & Young, those scumbags.
Right. My, oh my. What the hell? Real Rugged said, can you please look at July 15th option chain? Seeing pretty significant open interest at 295 strike. Is that in the chain right now, Tony?
He must be talking about GameStop, right?
Yeah, GME. Yep.
I can pull it up.
Do they know something we don't know?
What else was I was looking at another crazy options chain, Bed Bath & Beyond. January $20 strikes has 40,000 open interest.
Really? January?
What the heck?
January 20th?
Yes.
2023?
January 2023, $20 strikes.
That's weird.
All right, let me pull up GameStop. Yeah, that's very weird because that is very uncharacteristic for open interest on Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
All right, what are we looking at? July 295s?
Yes, July 15th. Sorry.
I see a 280, a 290, and a 300.
I thought it was 295. Maybe I might have read it wrong. Hang on.
195, maybe?
Oh, maybe he meant 195. Yeah, it says 295. Maybe he meant Real Rugged. Is that what you meant? 195? I'm assuming.
I'm seeing open interest is 60 contracts on the 195s. That's not really that high.
No. Must be something else.
I'll let him come back and point us in the right direction.
Yeah. Come back to us, and we'll pull that up. What we're really looking for. Susan Harbor, what's up, girl? I see you in the chat. Don't forget the truth is Mumu non-margin. I believe. Oh, I don't know about Mumu.
Non-margin or non-PFOF?
I know. I'm pretty sure it's non-PFOF. Mumu. They're in England, right? They're out of England. Mumu. Or are they American?
I'm pretty sure I've seen people post the fine print from Mumu, and it does in their fine print say that they do payment for order flow, even though I see all the people asserting that they don't at the beginning
If
of
you're
their
on
videos.
margin, maybe.
No, they in their fine print they say that they do payment for order flow, but they do publicly say that they don't. But I would challenge you to go read all the fine print.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know about
that
margin. I don't know if they have margin because I don't have a Mumu.
I think there was I think that was going around for a while. They had come out and said that they did not do payment for order flow, but there is something in the fine print that was found that said that.
Oh yeah, I've seen people do videos on it. Usually people making fun of AMC clickbaiters. Look at these dumbasses. They don't even know that Mumu actually does payment for order flow. Here, let me show you the fine print. And yep, it was there. It was there.
Oh,
I watched them do it.
So that settles that. That settles that. Peter says, "What's good, Mass and Tony? Stopping through to support as usual. Thank you, Peter. I would like to hear your opinion on the recession coming and the probability in your eyes of a possible depression." It's two different things, right? A depression, we're talking about time. Recession, we're talking about money.
I think a recession and a housing market crash both are. The recession's probably 100% now, based on that GDP Atlanta data we just looked at the beginning of this live stream. You're going to find out officially on around July 23rd, whenever they do the official announcement. But yeah, it's almost a certainty that we're technically in a recession. And I think a housing market crash is next. We're already seeing, I'm watching a couple real estate channels. They're talking about builders starting to cancel contracts and pause building on stuff. And other channels I see them saying that they're not doing sales, but they're still finishing up all their projects, which is going to give you a glut of housing. I'm seeing articles talk about because of the rising interest rates, like 195,000 of buying power has been removed from potential buyers. You know what you qualify for at 3% versus 8%. And yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Housing market? Any real estate agents? This is things that take time to trickle through, but boy, you start getting layoffs on top of all this other stuff. Housing market, look out.
Yeah.
That's really the 1-2 punch. When we start getting, if we start getting massive layoffs because of a recession and inflation, look out. I'm already talking in the Discord about shorting some builders. Not shorting, but buying puts. We're starting the work on that. It may already be too late. If I've thought about it, the smart guys have already thought about it. I want to be ahead of everybody else that is not paid to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point, T. And don't forget, there are those two things. And for the first time ever, probably in the history of the United States, maybe not in 2022, but in the last couple of years, commercial real estate since the pandemic has got to be at its bottom right now. When the bottom falls out on that, how much money has been lent out, based off of leases that are no longer being signed, storefronts that are no longer, not bringing any revenue in. I think commercial is in even bigger trouble than the housing market, because so many people now are not coming back to work. They don't need the offices. Why bother with the overhead if they can work from home? So that, plus the closing down of all the stores, the mom and pop stores during the pandemic, they couldn't open back up again. I mean, they purposely screwed with us with the bailout money, so that those small businesses wouldn't be able to make it back. They knew they weren't going to be able to.
And there's something else that I haven't heard the mainstream media talk about until today. And some of you saw this on the news, this financial analyst talking about, has the Fed been running a big Ponzi scheme on the American citizens, right? Massalorian, I think I've talked to you about this several times over the last month. I know I've talked to either KC or Pantheon about it over the past few weeks as I've been preparing my video about quantitative tightening and digging into these mortgage-backed securities, that the Fed has recently been buying over the past few years. That was not something that they normally ever did in decades past.
Nope.
But the reason they're doing that was to keep mortgage rates down. A net effect of the Fed buying mortgage-backed securities is it suppresses the interest rates in the mortgage market so that they can prop up the economy, right? They don't want things to slow down. Well, now what are they doing? They're raising the Fed funds rate, which has trickle up effects on mortgage rates. Plus, they're stopping the purchase, slowing down the purchase of mortgage-backed securities by not renewing some of them. And that will also, over the coming months, just be a kicker to add even more pressure to interest rates for mortgages. So, yeah, they have in effect been running, I don't know if Ponzi scheme is the right word, but they've been tricking the economy to keep things moving. And we're about to get a double whammy in the housing sector now. Another reason why I'm bearish on housing.
So the video I'm going to leave tomorrow morning before I head off is from a TED Talk and a breakdown of the Fed's action since 2008. Actually, and it actually goes back to a little before that with Greenspan, with Greenspan's policies and the interest rates, and how if we had just kept interest rates instead of dropping them down to 1 or 0, if we had just kept interest rates at 5 or 6% back in 2006 or 2007, we might have been able to totally avoid the whole pile of dog shit that was the meltdown. If Greenspan just hadn't messed with those numbers, we could have possibly avoided the whole meltdown. But because he went and made that decision, that really twisted the screw in a way it wasn't supposed to go. Because based off all the data at the time, we should have been raising the interest rates. That's what the Fed should have been doing. But Greenspan was dropping the rates and allowing all that shit to come through. So he is really saying, don't be upset at the banks. It really wasn't the banks. Think of who provided the banks the ability to get away with that and do it. No one was checking them. The banks. No one. Including the Fed. Especially Greenspan.
I'm seeing some comments and chatter about Bed Bath & Beyond. And that was one of the trades that I did this week. They had their earnings the other day. And I posted in the Discord the night before that I was going to buy puts on Bed Bath & Beyond. Don't hate. But guys, if you think Bed Bath & Beyond is being manipulated, you might be right. The short interest is over 30% and the free float on loan is close to 50%. So there's definitely people targeting it, but you also got to ask yourself why. And to do that, you need to go look at the financials, the balance sheet, the income statement. Look at the financials of Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a complete wreck. I mean, they're fucking turning off the air conditioners to save money. Read the reports. There are reports, accusations of this in Bed Bath & Beyond. You see retailer after retailer getting overloaded on inventory, having to mark stuff down, and they can't sell. They can't sell stuff. So I added all that up and took a wager that Bed Bath & Beyond was going to miss and have poor guidance on their earnings. And what did I make? 255% in less than 24 hours on that play. I bought them the night before earnings, right when the market was closing, and sold them at the end of the next day. And that's not because I hate Bed Bath & Beyond, but I mean, it seemed pretty obvious. And then we got a sweetener that their CEO was resigning. So that was like a unfortunate 1-2 punch for Bed Bath & Beyond. And yes, bye-bye baby the value of that, if they spin it off, is worth more than the entire market cap of Bed Bath & Beyond right now. So maybe they will. Maybe they will spin it off. I'm not following Bed Bath & Beyond super close, but I'm very bearish on many brick and mortar retail outlets with a bunch of inventory, like Bed Bath & Beyond. I already don't like brick and mortar. And if they're in retail sales, I really don't like them in this current economic environment. Inflation, recession, layoffs, not looking good.
No,
but so the shorts are piling on, but they have a reason to in this case. This company is going to be struggling the rest of this year.
Yep. All retail is, I think. All retail is. I don't care what the press secretary says. There is not more money in everyone's bank account than ever before. That is bullshit. Anyone believes that's a sucker. Let me say hey to some people. Real Rugged DIY, good evening. Daryl Krager, good evening. James Beatty, I see, is in the house. Darch Ferdinand, Kenny Sucks, Ben Currington, Peter, good evening. Mexican Silverback, Trader in the Trees, we got Jersey Recycler. I know I'm missing some people here. I saw a whole bunch of people come in the chat. If I missed you, I apologize. Jim Thomas, Jose, good evening. Prime Investor, good evening. And Eric Bissell, good evening. Boyfriend's here. Rewind, Tony and Matt, rewind the clock for me to June of last year versus June of this year. Explain to me and the other apes just exactly how the AMC short squeeze is similar. How the AMC short squeeze is similar and how it's not. Please and thank you.
That's rewind a good question. That is a good question. Do you want to take one of those?
How is the AMC short squeeze is similar to what happened in June of last year compared to June of this year? In what way are you
right now? We don't have a squeeze. That's one difference. There's no squeeze. But why? Why is there no squeeze?
Because they still have money. They still have access to capital right now, cash. They can continue to do a lot of things with money. And I don't think we have nearly as much sway as we did last June. Let me just say this up front, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I truly believe that a lot of the extra cash that was flowing around last year did play a little part in some of that FOMO and that $70 run up in June.
You mean those Fed checks?
Yes. That funny money? Yes. I think that had something to do with it. I do believe that. Truly. Go ahead, T.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing. There was a lot more free money running around last year. There was also a lot more eyeballs on GameStop and AMC a year ago than there are right now. And until a real catalyst happens in these stocks, we're not going to have all of the eyeballs and FOMO that we did at this time last year. What is different, what is better, is AMC is actually in a better position now than it was a year ago. We got movies coming out. We got revenue just, almost back up to 2018 levels for this quarter.
19.
So
19.
Even though we don't have the eyeballs on this play that we did a year ago, AMC's positioning to be better. We need a catalyst. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, I was getting in a funk, worried that retail didn't have money to push plays. But after I saw what happened with Revlon and Redbox and some of these other companies, there's definitely retail money to push stocks up when people come together. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need the belief, we need the catalyst. And I understand why no one wants to buy these plays right now. It's not showing 800% cost to borrow, right? It's not as exciting as that other shiny little object. But there'll be a day, maybe when AMC has a profitable quarter or drops a crypto coin or whatever the catalyst is. There'll be a day.
Yep. I didn't even discuss that in my video today. But today is the last day, obviously, of Q2, guys. So I'm gonna go heavy into that tomorrow morning, looking back at Q2's box office, take a good look at it and see what we did in revenue compared to 2019, compared to all-time highs for, well, actually, we can't do all-time highs anymore, but at least go back 2019, last time they were profitable, or 2018, whenever that was, and just do a check when price in for inflation to see where we might land at. Stevie Rojas says, anyone else just looking to break even? Stevie, are you nuts? I think this point, there's no point in talking squeeze. We can't even break a whole 15. Bro, I hope to God that I did not go through all of this for the last 16 months to break even. And I hope you're not either. Hope there's more determination than that. I know there is in this, in the subscribers on this channel. We're just waiting for that move, something that's got to move it, make it move. And the thing is we have, it hasn't really, I can't say this for sure, but we've been trying not to get things too hyped up, I think, when we do these live streams, because of that one simple fact that people get this type of mentality. I just want to break even at this point. And I Stevie, I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. I understand. But when we're talking about why we got into this in the first place, and are the numbers still good? Is the DD good? Have we seen proof of concept with this? Yes. There's so many positives that I can't get out now just to break even.
You know why people feel like that? Because they've been lied to every day for a year from fucking clickbait channels saying "Moass tomorrow."
Yeah,
that's why you feel like that. You're not coming at this with the right perspective that you might need to actually hold on to this stock long enough for Adam Aaron to fix the company and for movies to come back and people to go watch them. If you reset your expectations along that line, it might not happen in the time frame that you intended. But that scenario is absolutely playing out right now. And it might take a while. But you have been lied to by clickbait channels who only want to enrich themselves, telling you this, that, and the other is the catalyst every day for the past year. It's no wonder that you feel like you're just ready to be done with it and break even. I get it. That's the reason I turned on the camera in the first place, to be a place to counsel you guys not to listen to all that nonsense on these entertainment and FUD clickbait channels.
Yep. And another thing, Stevie, there's a lot of things that we as retail, and everyone who's in this chat right now, every person watching this live stream right now, didn't understand, I don't think, how crooked or how lax the rules and regulations are. I don't think any of us ever expected the depth of the depravity that this SEC is willing to go through, starting from when I first started doing trading, any kind of like real trading, and that would have been right when Powell came in. Remember the day we were talking about how Janet Yellen was the Fed chair before Powell?
Yeah.
And now
because
she's
I forgot it.
No, I'm just
no, I'm just saying,
we didn't expect that.
Yeah, Tony forgot. Tony's old, you guys. He's lost more brain cells than you can imagine.
We all have at this point. But we got to take that into consideration, and the fact that they have been able to use a lot of different methods to mess with it. I mean, we see it all the time, guys. I mean, it's right in front of our faces. They've pulled Gary Gensler out and talked to him, and he smirks and says, when Jon Stewart asked him, do you think the Americans think the market is fair? He smirked and said, no. He knows this shit's messed up. Someone just said, not talking about the GameStop report, Demeanor. I almost said Demariner. Demeanor, did you see my video yesterday? I said, that's awesome. They put out the GameStop report, and Congress reacted, and they took to the streets, but they were yelling at the Supreme Court, not the SEC. So we're fucked, guys, with that. It's just the report came out Friday, and they were out in front of the Supreme Court. They were not harassing Gary Gensler. No one on the House Finance Committee is taking this serious. Clearly, they got better things to do, and they're trying to win a midterm election. So they're going to pump up whatever story it takes. And that goes for both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats. Whatever it takes to win 2022, it's going to be out now. And I guess there's not enough focus on retail traders in the market. I guess that's not as big as a deal, even though you're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars of capital that's infused into the U.S. markets through retail right now. Sorry, T.
Oh no, I was just thinking, like, I've been going my happy little merry way investing for 30 years, not really paying attention to the amount of corruption going on and how little the SEC actually does to protect retail. Of course, I knew that Wall Street and DC was like this revolving door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know about all sorts of social media manipulation that's been going on since the 90s, since we had Yahoo Finance chat rooms and a couple of other ones. There's always been penny stock manipulation and trying to trick people on social media. That's always existed. But
Sure.
this level of knowledge that I've gained over the past year and a half, watching and learning everybody who's covering it, everybody who's providing information, things that I dig into myself, it's really disappointing. But I've also learned that they can fail. The bad guys can fail, and greed eventually drives them to fail, right? That's how the 2008 mortgage crisis happened. They got bloody greedy and repackaged all these subprime mortgages, and they were just going for the derivatives gusto. And I think that can absolutely happen again. Yes, there's a lot of corruption, and
I
I think we were prepared for it. They'll get tripped up at some point.
Yeah, there's only so many tricks that you can eventually pull in a market like this, and the exact opposite. If for some reason sentiment completely does a 180, like I was thinking about this earlier today. What do you think are the possibilities that we don't see a rate increase depending on the GDP data from the 28th? Do you think they would hold off till after that number comes out, the official number comes out, before they make a decision? I know they've already said they're going to do it sometime in July, right? Is that already scheduled? I forget.
The Fed meeting for interest rates?
Yeah.
Yes, it's scheduled for, I forget the date. I can pull it up.
Like the middle of the month, right?
End of July, around
end of July.
In fact, let me just pull up the economic calendar because it has both of them on there. The official date where they talk about GDP and the FOMC meeting. Hang on a second.
Yeah, numbers, letters. Absolutely. Yeah, that's another thing too. We have the moral argument on our side.
Nobody's going to care about retail or the moral argument, though.
No, I know.
They're not going to care until they get blown up, from recession or lack of liquidity or something. They'll get caught eventually.
Ben Carrington said the Feds really look at CPI data. Of course.
All right, where is it?
Jay Beebs, I don't believe there's anywhere to find the numbers on FTDs. Is there somewhere that they permanently list daily FTDs and keep them on a record? Actually, you can look that up, right, T? Can't you find that in?
Yeah,
that
it's listed in a bunch of places.
Yeah, you can find it. You can find it, Jay Beebs. You can. I'm just trying to think of where. Hang on. I'll get the answer for you right now.
All right. I finally got my calendar here. FOMC statement Fed interest rate decision is on July 27th, Wednesday. Now let me see if I can find the GDP, if that's on here. I thought I saw that was going to be around July 23rd. But the 23rd is a Saturday, so that can't be right.
Jay Beebs, I'm putting the link in the chat, and I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. Yeah, I think it's about 2 years worth. And Fintel, thank you, Ben. Fintel has it too. Fintel as well. Yes, yes. Dino Mike says 2.5 million FTDs.
I saw someone post the FTDs on Twitter talking about the most recent date FTDs and, you know, how that was going to guarantee that we're going to have a huge spike in the price. And, you know, when I was looking at the chart they posted on Twitter just the week prior, the number of FTDs was even higher than what he was commenting on. And I didn't really see, I saw a $2 move in the stock around that date. So I don't know, you know, sometimes the conclusions people draw and then they just turn a blind eye to the rest of the data on the chart.
Data? Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not gonna, I don't get excited about FTDs. We've been down that road a million times in the last year, getting overexcited about FTDs. I want to see them blowing the freaking roof off the chart, right? Not a million or 2 million.
Yeah.
I don't find the GDP official recession announcement date here.
Domainer says the biggest day for FTDs was 6/3. Yeah, 2021, right?
Oh, well. Moving on.
Ooh, hang on. Let me put up Eric's comment. He said, Tony and Mass, we've all seen the leaked email internal communications during the January run-up. If I commit a heinous crime and they have proof, I would go to jail. Yet market makers and brokers not a why. So I've never really dove too far into this subject matter, but technically Ken Griffin perjured himself in front of Congress and the House Finance Committee, correct? We can prove that with documentation that's been verified through multiple media sources. There's no way around that, right?
Are you asking me to comment?
No, I'm asking myself. So Eric, I think the situation is, since that has been established, I just don't know that Congress has established it. I don't see them right now making retail and the market a priority. I have heard everything in the past since the market started to tank. I have heard every excuse in the book and every other problem that this country faces on every major news broadcast. The only time I've heard about the market and retail is on Charles Payne's Fox Business show and maybe one other person.
The other problem is, the SEC, with their enforcement, all they do is fine people. And then they do all these deals where don't plead guilty, just agree to it and pay the fine and we'll move on. This whole process they have of allowing them out is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't understand at what point the DOJ has to get involved and actually put somebody in jail. But the SEC does not jail people. I got the FTDs pulled up if you want to see why I don't get excited right now. Here's where we're at on FTDs. Here's where we were in January and June of last year. Right? And this is not exciting to me over here.
Wow. Yeah.
I want to see the roof blown off like January and June of 2021. Anyone who's tweeting about FTDs right now, I just move on with my day. It's pointless at this point to get excited about FTDs when you put that in perspective of where we were a year ago.
Yep.
Sorry again to be dropping facts on you, but I don't get excited about too many things. You got to run up $20 in a day, and FTD's got to be off the chart. Then I'll spin my chair around and throw my shirt off and drink a bottle of tequila.
Down a bottle of Patron.
We don't get
Trader in the
excited
trees.
here over. We don't get excited here over 50-cent moves up in the stock,
Yeah,
or
can't do
just
it.
a million FTDs. Not going to do it for me.
I can't do it. Can't do it. Did we see that Kenny G sent a cease and desist to Cat Striker? No, I did not. Didn't he send a cease and desist to someone else this year?
Don't know. I saw the ones that he was doing to her when she was flying all the airplanes last year.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Okay. Trading the trees. Remember that. That was a little bit ago though. I think when she was doing that stuff. I didn't know he was back on her again. What do we think is the bigger play, AMC and GME? God, that is the debate of the century in a retail trading world. You see the question?
No, I was reading.
I'm not touching that.
Which one is a bigger play, AMC or GME?
I'm not touching that. Look, I'm biased.
A friend in need is a friend indeed. Let's give it to the other guest. I'm going to go fix a drink.
Friend in need is a friend indeed.
Define bigger play. I honestly don't care which one's bigger because I am in both. And I think whichever one goes first, whichever one has a legitimate catalyst, if it's not something that affects everything. Something that affects everything would be, let's say, Gary Gensler restricts retail orders from going to a dark pool.
There you go.
That would affect everybody. Yep. But if GameStop has a catalyst, it's going to be a bigger squeeze, and AMC will tag along. And if AMC has a catalyst, then AMC will squeeze more and GameStop will tag along. That's how I think of it. I don't know if that is right, but that's my thoughts. I'm gonna grab a soda.
Go for it.
I've got a little bit of Patron left here to mix with it.
Alrighty, sounds good. Let's see. Sea Hill, Dino Mike, everybody is. Why is everybody all mad that who is this in here? Doobie Boss still sniffing, Mr. 420. Relax, bro. But they're making long short. Who cares if we don't stick together? Yeah, exactly. We're all going to be screwed. That's right. We've had our backs this whole time. That's the only thing that's kept us together. Exactly. Citadel Air got a cease and desist. There you go, Ben. That's the way. Dana, what's up, girl? Everybody's drinking. I'm missing out.
This is my first one of the day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they sent you another letter dated today. Sorry.
2 ounces of Patron left here.
That'll do it.
Nope, it was 1 ounce because it's all gone now.
Charles says, everybody's saying hey to Dana. Charles says, T, what are your thoughts on the Freemasons and their agenda to manipulate?
No idea.
That sounds something that would come out of the end of one of my videos, but I haven't talked about that. I swear. Let's see. Can we take a look at MMAT? Ask KL. Do you are you going live tomorrow, by the way? You planning on it?
I mean, it depends on what's going on with the market. I've been spending the days working with my Discord team, people that are members of the YouTube channel and are in Discord, because there's just honestly not a lot going on in the stock market. I don't want to be on live stream watching everything fall when we could be looking for plays to try and make money on. And it's hard for me to work and make money when I'm on live. So we all strategize, talk about different plays. I've been getting up early, looking for runners, calling them out. I mean, people on my channel have been making $300-400 a day on the plays I've been calling out. So that's what I've been doing. I'm still supporting my YouTube members, but in Discord, because that's more effective for all of us than me sitting here watching red lines on a screen all day. And I need to make some money too.
Yep.
So if the market is popping, if stocks are moving and I can be effective while I'm live on camera, I absolutely will do that. But if I wake up, see that Europe and Asia were red and the economic news is bad and everything in pre-market is red, not much point in coming on live. You know, I'm just not that entertaining, and I'm really in a bad mood on a red day. I'm spending that time working hard to find something to make money on. And the folks in my channel can attest that that's what I've been doing, and they have been making money.
That is my plan. As soon as I get the next 2 weeks straightened out, as soon as this is over with and done, it's going to be a whole new format going forward. Let's see. Maggie asked about 3 Arrow. I know we talked about this earlier on the phone, Tony. What did we say? We said that there were some rumors floating around that the 3 Arrow liquidation had something to do with AMC.
I've seen the clickbait channels. 3AC confirms MOAS. Guys, a crypto hedge fund is not shorting AMC and GameStop. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, I could go on Fintel and see if they have any longs, puts, or calls on AMC, but I'd be willing to bet cash before I even look that they don't. These crypto hedge funds got in trouble because they were making leverage plays on crypto. They're playing in their own sandbox, and they fucked up because they were all expecting the crypto party was never going to end. And you're seeing many, many crypto millionaires. I saw something today, 80,000 Bitcoin millionaires have been wiped out in the last 6 months. Everybody, and I know people that were leveraged on their crypto holdings. And the farther it falls, the more of these guys get taken out from margin calls on their crypto. It has nothing to do, in my opinion, and don't get mad at me because I'm not listening to anybody else. I don't know what anyone else is saying. I personally am not excited that 3AC is going under, or I don't care about any crypto specific institution going under relative to AMC and GameStop. Just my opinion.
True. Dana, you're having rotator cuff surgery? Oh man, I tore my rotator cuff when I was like 14, Dana. That is painful. I know that. I still have issues with it to this day. To this day, I still have issues with it. That is a horrible injury. I was sliding into home plate and tore my rotator cuff. My elbow and jersey got caught up on the catcher's equipment, and yeah, not fun. So I feel for you right there. That's probably painful.
Edward was asking a question about he made 10,000 on Redbox. Congratulations on that. That was a good bit of work if you were able to make money on that one. I did make some money on it too, not $10,000. I'm a little jealous, but congrats on that. And he's asking, what should he do with that money? When should he buy AMC? I'll pull up the chart here on AMC, but Edward, I can tell you right now, the way I'm looking at the market, I can't tell you what to do with your money, but I can tell you what I'm doing, which is basically sitting on the sidelines waiting for the market to pick a direction right now. I can't tell you what to do because for all I know, AMC is going to pop to $16 tomorrow, or it could drop to 10 if the market gets rug pulled, right? I don't have a crystal ball. But for me personally, already being pretty loaded up on AMC and a decent position on GameStop, I'm being patient and waiting for lows when I'm to add right now. I happily bought from week to week all the way up to almost $40. But right now, knowing, and I'm doing the same thing in crypto, knowing that the market is on the precipice of falling, why would I plow a bunch of money into anything right now? Dollar cost average, buy a little bit every week, wait and see what the direction is. That I think is okay. But popping 10,000 into one play when everything could drop 25% tomorrow, that would make me nervous. I'm not doing that with my money.
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
And especially, like, I can't even imagine for a lot of these guys, And maybe not so much in this community, but on a lot of the other channels, people must be. I would assume a lot of people must be losing their minds on the other channels. People that are like have been led astray this whole time, basically with all these different nonsense videos. I would be going absolutely insane. Like, can you imagine if you were still dealing with some of the nonsense? Like, never mind what the market's doing to us, but then you add on to it the YouTubers who are piling on more nonsense, confusing everyone, twice as much as the SEC or anyone in DC is confusing us. It's like the worst to have those two things. I mean, retail is a great thing, and this community is amazing. And I've met so many like amazing people here in this group, but it also has its detractions from time to time, right?
Someone was asking about Franklin Covey, ticker FC. That was not one that I was watching today, but it looks like they had a beat on earnings and revenues surpass estimates yesterday. So it was up 21% today.
Really?
Yep.
21.
It closed at $46.18, up $8.
Wow. That's a move.
Yeah, that's not a stock I regularly follow, so I can't comment on it other than, I don't really have any thoughts to share other than good on them in this environment to beat on earnings and revenues. It's one I'll need to check into. I got the hiccups from my drink.
The Patron hiccups. BioLife, thank you, sir, very much. BioLife says Ken didn't lie to Congress. He was asked if he talked to Vlad just prior to buy button being removed. Ken replied no. The question should have been, did anyone in your companies... I got to put this question up. This is a great question. Ken didn't lie to Congress. He was asked if he talked to Vlad just prior to the buy button being removed. Ken replied no, which he did, right? He looked around the room, looked at all his lawyers, and then got the okay to give a no. The question should have been, did anyone in your companies talk to Robinhood? City Securities did, but not him.
He was like, let me be clear. I did not talk to Vlad.
Yeah, that's a technicality.
Yeah. Whenever they start with let me be clear, it's going to be a lie. He did not talk to, maybe he didn't talk to Vlad, but definitely people within the organizations were chatting. So,
okay. But Congress is okay doing that with Cassidy Hutchinson, right? That hearsay from her is okay. But if it's coming from, retail investors and people in the know in the market, it can't be true. Can't take them on their word for that. But if
RK says that face was dead on. I've been working on that Ken Griffin testify face. He's got that kind of cross-eyed, dead eye look. Like he looks like he's,
like an opie-eyed person. Yeah, he does. He does. That's so true.
Hey, BioLife Hemp, thank you for that. And by the way, I don't know if you watched our last live stream, but we did a little impromptu review, and I'm going to do a full review on your products this weekend. So weekend video. I've been making my way through the samples that you sent me, but you might enjoy hearing the stories I talked about at the end of the last live stream. This shit kicked my ass.
Yeah.
If it's got a zombie demon on it and says caution only for the most extreme Delta 8 users. Yeah, you take that shit serious, my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, BioLife. That potency I've heard is very good. So as soon as I figure out what's going on with
silly me not reading the instructions, only take 1/2 of the gummy. Whoops.
Oh boy. Let's see. Jeffrey says Elevate says I did not have sexual relations with that woman. The congressman did ask if anyone from Citadel had conversation with RH.
Oh, did he?
The Spanish congressman? The Hispanic congressman?
Did Ken Griffin answer that one?
I got to go back and watch that again.
Yeah, we need to go back and watch that.
Yeah. Maybe maybe we could fit that into a drinking game, into a bingo drinking game. The test that
Ooh,
we could do the whole trial. Then we
that's a
could
good
really
idea.
lay down the trial and maybe pick it apart. We'll have some armchair lawyers in the chat that can help us. We'll get some aides, you know, we'll do it right. We put on a full trial. What we should have asked and what was really asked, what was asked and what needed to be asked. Now knowing what we know.
Yeah, Ken Griffin, Mr. Griffin, did anyone in your organization talk to Robinhood? He's like, absolutely not. Eric Bissell says, where can I send samples to? Eric, I'm scared to ask what type of samples you're going to be sending.
Yeah.
But
Semen?
assuming you're being serious, Eric, my address is in every video description. And for anyone that has your own business, I do mail call, shout outs, and provide links. It's not, you don't pay me anything. This is just me, apes helping apes. If you've got a business and I can help you, send me a sample and we'll get you featured and let the folks know about you.
Absolutely not is synonymous with I am lying, says Yucafrida. That's what I think. Yucafrida, I think you are dead on with that. For sure, my friend. Yep. S. Jackson, how you doing tonight, man? He says, before answering, he muddied the water, saying that of course they talk because they buy the order flow. Then answered, let me be clear. Yes, that's right. Yes. Yeah. He looked around the room. I remember his lawyers must have been like, you know, in front of the camera, off camera, waving to him like, clean that up, Kenny. You're right. Good point, S. Jackson.
Didn't Face Wagon William Jefferson start off with "Let me be clear"? Finger wagging.
Yeah, I think he did. Yes, he did.
Let me be clear. I did not have sex with that woman, not a single time.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Dana says Tony's Shark Tank.
Tony what?
Tony's Shark Tank. Your Shark Tank, like the show.
Well, I don't know.
You're promoting
about.
BioLife. You're promoting BioLife, right?
Yeah,
You're selling BioLife. I think that's what you mean.
Scarlett is becoming really good at analyzing businesses because we watch so much Shark Tank, and considering she doesn't care about finance or business, it really makes me happy to see her. You know, like someone will come on and she's like, "Yeah, but what are your revenues? How many product have you sold?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Really?
girl,
there you go.
That's the question. You want 500,000 for 1% of my company? You must have been selling a lot, right?" No, actually, we're in prototype phase. You're not going to get an offer.
Wow.
She's getting good at that.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's great. Yeah, make a trader out of her, you know? I'm sure she wouldn't mind doing day trading. Dave, how you doing tonight, Dave? Says, I think there'd be more economic growth if we had more unconditional networking of businesses. Yeah. Yeah, that would help, Dave. Yeah, absolutely. I think we'd have a lot of growth if we had a different cabinet, the head of every cabinet in the administration right now. Read my lips. No new taxes, says elevate the frequency. Yeah, that was another face wagger, right, T? George H?
Read my lips. No new taxes.
Yes. That's right. Oh, he says he really can't see your address, T.
It's not in this video because I haven't had time. Massalorian sends me the link and I got to go do some finagling after.
Oh, yeah.
But any other video, it'll be in there.
Yeah. Go to the Polestar or the Mullen video. It will be there, right, T? Yeah.
100%.
Vin Cool, how you doing tonight, man? Do you think POF is really a problem? Yes, absolutely. Yes, of course. POF it's a major problem.
Or is it PFOF routed through the dark pool? All PFOF only goes through the dark pool.
Right. Doesn't matter.
By definition.
Yep. Tony and Mass, have you guys met? No, we haven't yet. No. Hopefully by the end of the summer. I'm hoping.
I've only met
one way or another.
The only YouTuber I've met is KC Shaw, and he lives in my city. And we met in Dallas at a movie.
Yeah, it's funny. You didn't even meet in your hometown where you guys live. You met.
Yeah, we've been talking about meeting for barbecue for a few months, but we haven't had a chance yet. Speaking of that video, it was comedy, and I got a couple people I had to block because they obviously don't have a sense of humor. Tony Denaro, what a prick, putting up this
Oh,
video. Come on,
God.
guys, have a fucking sense of humor. You fucking trolls. You get blocked. You get blocked. You get blocked. If you don't got a sense of humor, fuck you.
I mean,
Sorry.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, not everything has to be serious on this channel.
Tony, you
Did
just
I
did a
just
great
do a
Ross
Ross
Perot.
Perot? No, that was George W. Bush. Ross Perot. It's as plain as white cotton under panties.
Did he say that? What the hell was he
No,
talking about? Oh, okay.
that was somebody on Saturday Night Live imitating Ross Perot. Who was that? Dana Carvey?
Yeah, on SNL. Yeah, Dana Carvey. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Who was that? The Bob Dole? Was that the Bob Dole Republican nominee? And who was the Democratic nominee that year? Clinton, right? Clinton, Perot, and Bob Dole. Were those the three in that election?
Golly, man, that's so long ago.
Who's ran against Clinton and Republicans? Because Perot got like 20% of the vote, didn't he? Or 22% of the vote?
Stole enough of the vote that the Republicans didn't win.
Lost. Right. I think it was Dole. Chad, if you know, let me know who who ran against in that three-way race there with Perot and Bush. Was it with Bush? Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, maybe it was Bush. George W.'s first term. Yeah, maybe. Man, we need some historians in the chat. Susan said, "It is sad as you drive across the country." I know, Susan. It's really sad seeing, especially up here in New England, seeing some of the smaller towns, like some of the storefronts closed down. It's really depressing. It's a bummer. There's a bunch of small towns up here that just got wiped out by the pandemic, especially up north in the mountains. Just wiped out. The first Bush, first Clinton. Thank you, brother. Who is that? Ray K858. Thank you, man. J Beep says Lincoln.
Who said that? Was it Saturday Night Live where they said, "I got a country to save"? Was that Ross Perot also?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I thought
Ross
Ralph Nader
Perot,
for a
Dana
second, but no,
Carvey?
it was Ross Perot. I think. Yes, I think you're right. Dole ran against Reagan. Jesus, is that true? Oh my God, is that true? Reagan was
Who
80,
thinks
right?
that? What's that South Dakota governor? Is it Noemi or something like that?
South Dakota governor?
Yeah, the Republican.
Kristi Noem.
Noem. I call her Noemi because I don't know how to say her name. I think she's going to run for president.
Oh yeah. They said they might have 15 Republicans in the field.
I think she'd be a fine candidate. Let's see what kind of dirt we come up with her in a presidential run.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah, that's when the dirt will come out.
But on paper right now, she looks like a fine candidate.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be in the mix. I mean, it's crazy.
She ticks all the boxes for hardcore Republicans, and she's female. So what can they say about her?
Yep.
Or she likes guns.
It's going to be a tough one. BioLife. So I am waiting right now, like literally tomorrow. I just talked to Tony about this. I'm literally going back to look at a place tomorrow. I talked to you guys in the chat about this before, that a friend of mine was going through some marital issues, and he just bought a condominium, and he asked me to come and help him out. So I'm going back down tomorrow to take some measurements to see if I can get all my stuff down there, and I will get back to you with an email as soon as I know that, because literally this is going to happen the next like 8 to 10 days.
Speaking of politics,
yeah.
Did you hear about Howard Stern and his running mate?
No, who's his running mate?
It's that other good-looking actor, Bradley Cooper, I think. Now, I don't know if they're being serious, but Howard Stern says that he wants to run for president, and Bradley Cooper will be his running mate to bring bring the women vote in.
Jeez. He's turned into Imus, the thing he hated. That's who Howard Stern is. He's turned into Imus. The old, out of touch, no balls.
I don't listen to
He's
him
turned into
anymore,
Imus.
so I don't know. He just keeps on popping up in my news feed headlines.
He even looks like Imus. Demainer says, my main street. Yeah, I'm sure, hon. I know. I'm sure wherever you are, it's probably rough. I don't know how far north you are, but I know just if you just go 45 minutes north up in the White Mountains, Epping and some of those other towns, they just got wiped out. There's no businesses there. You got to go to one of the bigger cities, Manchester, Concord, or Boston. Oh, Maggie, not yet. I gotta put some on my bed somewhere. I gotta get my whole life moved.
Maggie, did you ever tell us, Maggie, what city that you're located in Maine? Because the reason I ask, I still would like to do this road trip. I want to do a road trip, YouTube live on the road, visiting AMC YouTubers and subscribers of the channel everywhere from Austin, Texas to Nova Scotia and back. And I don't, Maine's a big state, Maggie. I don't know how to plan my route. Big Ums, what's up, man?
What's up, Big Ums?
Moral. Okay.
Moral, yeah. Yep. So Scott said, I want to see Beetlejuice from Howard Stern. Want to see
Big Ums,
Beetlejuice from Howard Stern.
I got a request for you, friend. Because I understand that you did a fantastic live stream the other night. And I also saw your post, your tweet, I think, that it was like 6 or 7 hours. Can you do a brother a favor and maybe, I don't know if you have it saved, you could do a key outtake 15, 20-minute version? I don't know if that's possible. If it's not, just tell me, go jump in a lake and, button it up and go watch the whole 6 hours, and I'll do it, because if it's all of that good, I will watch it.
Yeah, we heard rave things about it.
People were raving about it when we started. I'm looking up Moral, Maine.
Yeah, just wrote that down.
All right, near Belfast.
Belfast.
Slightly southwest of Bangor.
Bangor? Bangor. Banger.
In Texas, we say
Never
banger.
heard it called that.
It's a banger.
Banger. That was a banger.
Hey, you say fidelity. You say fidelity. I say
fidelity.
Right?
That's true.
In Texas, we call it banger.
It's the Austin Boston thing for sure.
Who would call it Bangor?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Sounds like somebody in Boston would call it Bangor.
Yeah. No, we call it. Little Natural One said, Massalorian, in your last live, you stated that Obama held the Senate and House during his presidency, and they had a chance to codify Roe versus Wade. And he said his first act as president when he ran on his original campaign back in 04. So 04 or 08. The first thing I would do as president would be codify Roe versus Wade. And Biden said the same thing. They both did. They could do it right now. They could still do it right now. They have the votes in the Senate and the House, and they have the vice president to turn the 51st vote. They could do it right now. So they are gaslighting all of you Democrats out there. You're getting faked out by your own party. They could codify Roe versus Wade tomorrow if they wanted. So sick of hearing the bitching. Mass does not speak in Bostonian. I don't. T, you want me to pull this chart up?
Sorry, someone said you need to visit Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Oof.
Woo.
That's Amish country. It's Amish country. Intercourse and
I was looking
Bird in Hand.
Bird in Hand. Intercourse and Bangor. They're about several hundred miles apart.
Yeah, those two are far. Those two would be far. There's a Bangor, Michigan too. There we go.
Bangor.
A lot of Bangors.
I'm never going to be able to hear that word the same anymore. Sounds more fun when you call it banger. Bangor.
It does. Definitely does. Let's see. Got a post up for the evening. Ray K858, man. Appreciate you coming by. Have a good night, my friend. Have a good night.
We got a lot of funny pronunciations in Texas, Massalorian. You know, in Spanish, the word Guadalupe.
It's a town, right?
It's a river. It's a town. It's a person's name. But we have a street here, and we just call it Guadalupe.
And no Lupe. No Lupe? No.
Guadalupe. I got a dozen like that, I could tell you. We pronounce stuff different down here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so do we. You can tell.
Y'all too, and we call everything a Coke.
Everything is a Coke?
Oh yeah. There's no pop.
I'm soda.
Anybody want a Coke? Yeah, I want one. What do you want? Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, Diet Coke. Everything's a Coke here.
Ruben says GDP. Next GDP is July 28th and CPI is July 13th. That's right, Ruben.
July 28th. Why couldn't I find that on my economic calendar? I knew it was end of July.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 28th.
There was like an official announcement at the end of July on what the GDP was, because right now we're dealing with estimated. You know, they got to get all that data and crunch it, and then they try and massage it to say what the president wants. I'm just kidding. They don't really do that.
No, I know that. But
yeah, around the end of July was when I saw somewhere that's when it was. So that sounds about right.
Yep. That's what I put in the video tonight. I forget where I found it, but it's in the video tonight. In tonight's video that I put up earlier. Let's see. Someone just asked if me and Tony play fantasy football. Tony, do you play fantasy football?
I do not.
Okay.
Always wanted to, but you know, it goes into that bucket of how much free time do I have in any given week between businesses, investing, YouTube, and Scarlett, and the pets. Fantasy football just keeps on falling off the list. Come on, Moas. I need to get better at golf, and I need time for fantasy football.
Oh, you play golf? I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, I have played golf. I'm okay with instruction, but I'm not a golfer.
No, not golfer.
I avoided, in all my trips to Asia, every weekend they want to take you out to play golf. It's either karaoke or golf. I'm not a singer and I'm not a golfer. So I
was going to say,
I avoided both for a long time. And then eventually they dragged me to both. I saw some of the most amazing golf courses in Taiwan and China. Don't ask me the names of them. They were up in the mountains in some private resorts. I would hit the ball off the tee and it would, and they would just tell me what to do. Stand a little straighter, move your elbow back. And then the next thing you know, I'm hitting it straight down the fairway.
Really?
Like, I could do it if I had some instruction. And
you were getting distance?
Huh?
You were getting distance?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
So I just have never made the time to go do that. And it's one of my big regrets in life. But the great thing about golf is it's something you can do well into your old age as long as you're mobile.
Sure.
So there will be a time. There will be a time.
Maggie, that sounds good. I'm ready for that. I'm ready to get up there and get some lobsters. I haven't even dipped in any this summer. I can't remember the last time I had a lobster. Maybe last summer. It's been a while. But Tony, reach out to me in the fall. I do fantasy every year and pick'em leagues. I'm big into that.
My brothers do it. They got the sports gene. I got the sickness of, being interested in the stock market. What can I say?
Yeah. I have affinities for it too, but I do like fantasy football, and especially since Brady's coming back now, I got a whole new reason to play. Can it be? I will definitely start a fantasy football thing for the channel. 100%. Hopefully,
if you can give me a couple. I mean, I know that I know the premise of it. I
Yeah.
also said I'm not good at poker, and we added poker in our Discord and played the other night, and I won.
Can you do that?
Maybe I will be good at fantasy football. You never know.
Yeah, I bet you would. I bet you would. Broke Ape says, awesome video from Bigums this morning. Jim Thomas, what's going on, my friend? And 24 the money. Kickapoo, Texas says Jim Thomas. Fantasy football's for a bunch of nerds.
Double. Thank you for that. Join a men's league. That's a good idea for golf.
There you go. Yeah. You must. You can probably play down there year round, right? You can.
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
right.
You don't want to play in the summer here unless you're going at like 7 a.m. tea time.
Right. It's too hot.
I mean, it's already 90 degrees at 7 a.m. in the summer.
Man.
All right, die. You will die if you play golf in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it must be sweltering out there. Oof. Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
We have some beautiful golf courses here, though. I mean, you guys know that. There's golf tournaments here. The Dell Match Play is here. We have some beautiful golf courses. I've played on some of them. I'm just not a golfer.
Does the outskirts of Austin have a huge suspension bridge, or is that a different big city in Texas?
No, it is, right? That's right down the road for me.
Isn't there a big course right outside, off the
right under that bridge?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Thought so. Yep.
Technically not really the outskirts. It's just West Austin. It's not downtown. It's just west of downtown.
Oh, that's what they consider, just west of downtown Austin. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. When I talk about that 55 acres of land that I bought, it's a mile away from that bridge.
Oh, wow. So it's nice. That is a nice area that you had down there. Wow.
Should have never sold it.
Shoot, man. Can it be? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Got it.
Yeah. Thank you. Look, we would not be here unless it was for you guys. So the thanks is to you.
Seriously. Yep. Well, we don't say that enough, I think, especially when we're making videos. Because we're so busy trying to fact check ourselves the whole time. Let's see. Yeah, Double said he joined a men's league once a week. It forces you to go. That's how I improve. Yeah, that's the ticket to you, right? That way you gotta go, or at least you should go.
What I want to do is just like I said, I want to, I want to go sign up for some lessons somewhere with a golf pro and just work on my swing. And then once I have that down fairly good, then join a men's league or something. I just need some basic instruction.
Yeah,
I got the mechanics down. I've played golf. I just don't know when I'm doing something wrong or how to fix it. So I need some professional or experienced instruction to get me over that beginner's learning curve.
You probably just need a couple lessons with a PGA Pro and you'd be good to go. I bet you only need a couple lessons. Here. Yeah, I bet.
There's a ton of them.
Dana, speedy recovery with your surgery. I hope to see you back sooner than later. Get well and keep us informed what's going on, please.
Can you say cheers again for Bringer?
Cheers. Did I say cheers earlier? Did I say cheers? Yeah. I don't remember even saying that. Land will be 50% in a year. This claimant said, hold on. Just wait. Hey, Maxie. I see Maxie's in the chat. Maxie said, people is confused and don't know what is a dark pool. Citadel is a POF market profit with that. Dark pools are the banks with the centralized machines connected at lit exchange. Ping pong, 200 words. Whew. That is.
Did I read correctly? Someone posted something that Robinhood does not even have the ability. Did you guys see this? Robinhood doesn't even have the ability to route an order to a lit exchange. Did you know that, Mass?
Yes, I did see that. Yes, the other day. Yeah, that was last week, right? That came out? Yeah. Yes, I did see it. Yes.
Out of that GameStop report.
I did see it. Yes. It was in the GameStop report. Yes.
That was even I didn't know that. I mean,
I know. Man. I know.
I just assumed that they had the ability to route wherever they want, but they don't even have the ability to route to a lit exchange. What the actual?
How did they get insured for that? Isn't the DTCC supposed to be backing all of those, any of those moves? Like, how does that get around any type? How are they not? How is that not enforced that they have to be able to do that?
I like the questions that you're asking. I don't know the answers, but that's a great video topic.
Yeah. We really need to dive into that thing. I mean, it's 138 pages. It's really a lot of info.
I'm trying to catch up on tickers that people are asking me about
from last week.
There's so many hours in the day. But when I saw that, I was like, how could this even be true?
Oh God, I know. It seems impossible, right? You're like, no, this gotta be a misprint. This can't be right, man. And that wasn't in the what the SEC gave for their initial, when Congress first asked them during the hearing to come back with this report to the SEC. The first thing they gave them back in September, the one we ragged on all the time, that it was garbage. That wasn't even in there. So they really left a lot out. And, now looking back at it, I wonder how much of this shit they left out on purpose out of that GameStop report. I wonder if the SEC said, listen, if we tell them everything right now that we found, they're going to find ways to work around it. We can't have retail out there knowing everything that's going on. So let's just put a couple ideas out there. We'll float them around. Then by this time next year, when we actually have to hand the report in, which was last week, then we'll spill all the beans. And we'll let them know all these different things that for 8 months we're going to keep them in the dark about. Like, that's shady. You know what I mean? Like, you should have brought all this to the table when Congress first asked you for it. It's like everyone gets to skate on the facts half the time, except for retail.
Someone's asking about Robinhood and fractional shares. I do see a couple of videos that people have put up about that. I don't know anything about that. I don't see any news items. Still says on Robinhood's website that they offer fractional shares, but I'll check out those videos. These are not any channels that I recognize, but something to look into for sure. I'm looking at Robinhood's help page on their site, and it's saying that they offer fractional shares. So I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to Robinhood because screw them. Shouldn't be in them anyways. Kenny Suck says, regarding golf, first started with lessons, but I truly became good when I went to the range and just try and rip at the ball as hard as you can. We have a, what the heck is that? One of these entertainment golf complexes just 5 minutes from my house. The driving range with 2 levels where you just go up there and have some drinks and hit some golf balls with your friends. I do enjoy doing that. But yes, going to the driving range on a regular basis would be recommended for sure. Natalie says, has the FUD been addressed about the Australian bank? Yes, Natalie. We did talk about that very early on in the video. And for anyone who doesn't know, please go check my community tab. On YouTube, I did a post clearing up the FUD being put out by some other channels about Australian banks. Thank you for asking again, Natalie, now that we've been going for a couple hours. Have we heard of Geico lawsuit? I have not heard of a Geico lawsuit. $5.2 billion. What did Geico do now? Trey did a good video on Robinhood the other day. All right, I will take a look for that. Didn't the place that wanted to buy Robinhood just get bought out? I didn't hear about anybody making an offer on Robinhood. I have heard that there were a couple. I've heard some people saying that Robinhood's, if they keep on losing money, they're going to be primed for a buyout from somebody. Top Golf, yes, real rugged. Thank you. Top Golf, right down the road from us.
Trying to catch up to where you are.
Gone there with Scarlett a few times, some friends, just weekend hangouts, and also took my son over there to Top Golf.
What is Top Golf? Just driving range, or do they have? Is it like a full golf center?
Top Golf
Chip and
is
putt and all that?
it's an entertainment driving range. So they have, I don't know, they maybe like 40 different little bays where you can go, and the balls have a computer chip in them, so it can track exactly how far your ball went and who's hitting it. And they got computer screens, so you can like have little competitions with each other. And then they have food and alcohol and a bar and all that stuff. It's just a entertainment driving range.
Nice.
It's not a golf course.
Got it. It's like a training facility / entertainment system.
You can do training there also. Yep.
Okay. They have pros on site? That's what you need.
I don't know for sure, but I would imagine for the training that they do. Yeah.
Okay. That was one of my first jobs, was picking up golf balls. One of my first jobs that you didn't need to be 14 to do. Clark, how you doing tonight? I see some new people in the chat since I ran to the bathroom. Hoosier Proud, Carl J, Clark Barwick, Dino Mike, Eric R, Jake in Texas, Real Rugged we got. Paper Tiger, what's up, my friend? Do I get everyone? Vin Cool, King in the North, what's going on, my friend? King Louie, Eric, we got. All right, I think we caught up. Paul, yes. All right, we're at the bottom. Damn, everyone knows about Top Golf on here. I know Mike says golf will drive you insane.
You don't have Top Golf up there?
No, never heard of it. I did see the other day the first indoor. It was called like digital mini golf.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that? I've never seen that before.
You hit it like at a screen, like 20 feet away or something.
Yes. That's the first time
I've tried those too. They're not quite as fun as Top Golf.
No. Yeah.
Because you want to see that ball sailing, right?
Yeah. That's the whole fun of it, right? Yeah. You want to see how hard you can smack it, right? Yeah. It is. That's true. It's true. Yeah. There's actually one of the when I thought the MOAS was going to happen last year, one of the places I looked at in Thailand had a golf simulator on their 34th floor. So there was a golf simulator, a gym, an infinity pool, and a steam and sauna. And I was like, and a Muay Thai boxing ring on the roof of this building. So you could train in Muay Thai. I'm like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. They had a Muay Thai, and then they had a golf simulator in the condo building. So once you either owned a unit or rented it, you had full access to it.
You ever done any Muay Thai or MMA or martial arts stuff?
No, I messed up my shoulder when I was 14, so I never got into like any type of fighting. Yeah, once actually it was 12. I had surgery when I was 14. The incident happened when I was 12, so I was out of it by then. I mean, I never was able to get back up and throw as high as I was before I had the injury. Once that happened, it was all done. I never really hit into sports at all after that. I couldn't. I have trouble shoveling and raking these days. Even sitting at the computer for extended periods of time, using my hand to move the mouse, I'll get a stabbing pain in my shoulder. It's been there my whole life. Did tons of physical therapy. Nothing worked. So it is what it is now.
That's horrible. Sorry to hear about that.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But what are you going to do? Yeah. Sometimes the way cookie crumbles. Now I'm,
just wait till you get old.
Pitching. Yeah. And I'm already on the precipice right now. So I got bones and muscles aching everywhere. Clark, did the hedge funds have to create synthetic shares every time they push the price of AMC down? No. Every time they push the price of AMC down. No, not every time. They can. There is some natural buying that they can There is ways that they can do it without doing share rehypothecation. I know we've talked about this before.
I'd also put the blame on the market maker, not the hedge fund, right? If a hedge fund is trying to push the price down, they might either sell or short, but the market makers are the ones that are creating the naked shorts. Or the market
Correct.
makers are the ones creating the synthetic shares, not specifically the hedge funds.
The hedge funds themselves, right? Good point. They can do layering, Bigums. Thank you. Yep. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks, Bigums. Kenny Sock says, when you play regularly, you get more stretched and can rotate more and swing. It sucks because you have to readjust your timing of your swing. You get more power, but it's like you restart. Yeah, we got a lot of golfers here tonight. What did I say? Jay Beebs. Yes, I know. I was safe because I knocked the ball out. That's how my shoulder got exposed as it did.
They can do layering. Bigham says they can do layering.
Yep.
I got more homework to do now. Now I gotta go research layering. Tell me what video to go watch, Bighams.
Didn't we talk about this here when we were doing the rehypothecation research?
I mean, unless that's some terminology in rehypothecation that I haven't used before. I don't know that I've used that word layering, so I don't know what it refers to. I've talked every direction I can think of about fake shares, but I don't know that I've ever used that word
of layering. Bigham Citadel Connect, one create synthetics and the other banks drive the price down. Yes, Citadel Connect is the market maker, right? Yes, that's correct, Maxie. Citadel Connect is the market maker.
Oh, Geico had to pay $5 million to a woman that caught a STD in a car they insured. I did see a headline that said that. I saw the headline. I didn't know if it was factual or not.
Oh my God. How is Geico responsible for that? That's crazy. Wow, I need to meet that lawyer. Holy shit. Who argued that case and won a $5.2 million
Whoever
settlement?
that lawyer is, let's hire him to go after Citadel.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This is a winner.
This guy's hands down best attorney I've ever heard of. How did someone pull that off? That's nuts. Man, you can sue for anything.
I'm going to go slip and fall in front of Citadel Chicago. Maybe I can take him down for a few billion.
Hey, that happened to me this winter. Remember when I cracked my head open? I fell twice.
You just fell in the wrong spot.
Yeah. No, I was on. It was a lawyer. The house it's an old Victorian house. That is a lawyer's office. That's where that is the property I was on. I mean,
I'm saying you fell in the wrong spot. You need to go fall in front of Citadel next time it ices over in Chicago. Good now point. It's either they're moving to Miami to take that threat away.
So you can't do that?
Yeah.
They're taking the bad weather out of the
equation.
They're
always one step ahead of me, Massalorian.
Yeah. Yep, they are. They're one step ahead of us at all times.
Thinking of shit before I even think of it.
Right. William said Citadel Connect is self-regulated, no rules. That's our problem. They can't be self-regulated because they can't be trusted, clearly. So you can't let them self-regulate. There needs to be change in legislation from Congress. All these there needs to be somebody that is regulating all of the different commodities and anything to do with the exchanges. There should be a body over, I think, all entities.
I'm pretty sure ATSs and non-ATSs have regulations. I don't know what that means about their self-regulated. I mean, they got to report to FINRA. There's all sorts of regulations they have to comply with. But maybe if we can provide some additional color behind what that statement means, or maybe Bighams can chime in. I mean, I've read plenty of regulations about ATSs and non-ATSs.
All right, I'm looking it up. I'm going to give you definite where I got that from. Hold on. Let me. Do you want me to put up another question while I'm looking that up?
Yeah, I'm looking for something.
Okay. Give me 1 sec.
Are hedgies allowed to continue options trading with Redbox while retail is restricted from it? That's a good question that I don't know because they don't tell us stuff like that. If the CBOE really restricted options trading from that ticker symbol, you would think that would apply to everybody. I don't know a way to answer that question, because if they were still allowing the big guys to trade in it, I don't know how we'd find out. I'm sure there's a way for someone who has the right data access. I don't know. What are our feelings on a co-stream with Short the VIX, Clay Bro, or Trey? I've done a live stream with Short the VIX, Eric. You can find it in my video list. Clay Bro has never one time answered me, and neither has Trey. I've reached out to literally everybody, just in the spirit of working together and pushing this thing over the finish line. And not everybody's willing to do that. So up to you guys to insist or suggest to them to cooperate with other YouTubers. It's not like we haven't tried.
Okay, I'm going to paste this on the comments and put it up so you guys can see it. This is a paper that was done at Columbia from 2016, and they talk about the deregulation of the market makers from the past. You can go read that report, and it will give you a better understanding.
You know, I can't click on that and restream, and since I'm not in your chat, I can't click on it either. But I'll.
Oh, really? Hold on. Well, I can fix that, can't I?
You can email it to me.
Yeah,
I don't know
let me
how
just
you
do
can
that.
fix it in restream.
Yeah, normally it pops up and it's clickable, isn't it?
I could see it in the chat when it was there, but I couldn't click on it.
Yeah, and now it's oh, there we go. Okay, let me. Should I just pin it? Yeah, let me do that, and I'll email it to you too. Yeah, I'll pin it. Oh, you're right. It won't let me. The hell? I wonder if Restream won't let you put its document on. Won't let you upload it. Well, that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter.
Just email it to me, and I'll take a look at it.
I will. Let's see. Eric says the finish line is. Oh, Clark says is Claybro still pushing Webull? Yeah, I believe so, Clark. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be talked out of that anytime soon. He must be doing really well with that. Good term. How long would short interest have to go in your mind to reach the finish line? How low would short interest have to go? Finish line. Good term. You mean how high, Eric?
If it goes low enough, Eric, then
we're gonna be in trouble.
Then yeah, the finish line means that the hedge funds win.
Right.
We want the short interest to go high,
sky high. The best Counselor Murray says the best AMC YouTuber is Jay Ingram and the Cats. Yeah, man. I thought he had us last year when his Cats predicted the MOAS.
369, baby.
That was the one time I thought we had something going. Let's see. Nothing AA. What does this say? Susan says word salad. Nothing. AA has spent or money to make him and his sons multimillionaires with our money. His sons are still holding all that stock, correct? I haven't heard anything reported them selling. Remember, they were issued.
We wouldn't know if his sons sold.
Oh, that's true, right? Because we wouldn't see that.
They're not insiders, so no reporting on that.
Right. That's right. Yeah, those are all gifted to them, right? So we would never even know. I wonder if they're still in.
I saw, I've been wondering that about a lot of people. I saw Charles Payne tweeted the other day that he's still holding.
Oh, yeah? Charles is? Dude, I love
In the
Charles
last 2
Payne.
days, I saw him tweet that. I was wondering about him and Mark Cahodes, if Mark is still holding.
So I think we know this answer. We've talked about this in the live stream before. It was brought up a couple weeks ago. Remember, Mark Cahodes was brought up. People were pissed at Mark Cahodes.
Well, I know they're pissed at him. They always have been. But did he ever say if he sold his shares? They were pissed at him even when he bought AMC.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right?
Yeah, he can't do anything right.
You either like Mark or you like Adam Aaron. There's no in between.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I love Charles Payne.
In between. I don't dislike either of them.
No.
Just somebody get us over the finish line. That's all I care about.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, I think honestly, out of anybody in this play that I've met that's semi-famous, the one guy I'd want to have a beer with is Charles Payne. That's one dude I would want to hang out with. He seems like the most coolest, chillest, laid-back guy. I could just picture him being like so cool to hang out with.
Charles?
Yeah, Charles Payne. Yeah, he just seems really cool. I don't know, something different about him than a lot of the other mainstream media anchors.
We should get Jay Ingram. We should get Jay Ingram on for the bingo night. Would y'all like to see him do some shots?
We should. Does he drink? Do you know?
I don't know, but that'd be fun.
That would be awesome.
Seems like a jolly fella.
That would be fun. That would be fun. Dino Mike says, I thought Jay's new carpet was the catalyst we needed. God. Clark says, it's difficult for me to believe that a content creator or AMC on YouTube is for the play when they're pitching Rebull, Robinhood. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. But there's nothing, it's out of my hands, Clark. I mean, I don't know what to do about that. And we've been pretty clear that PFOF is bad for retail. So, Chris Norland, this goes for you and anyone else out there pushing Webull. It's directly working in opposition to us.
All those guys that are pushing it have been told hundreds of times to stop pushing it, because I see you guys in the comments. And the fact that they didn't change is enough of an answer. They're not really in this play for a short squeeze. No.
Anybody pushing anything with PFOF or Webull for free shares is not in it they're not in it for the squeeze or for the community or anything else. They're strictly out for a cash grab. That's it. And that's some of the things that bother me about some of the other guys, especially when they start saying that, oh, Fidelity's backstabbing retail and all these rumors get out there. And it's like anything to keep you away from going lit to the exchange and clearly, guys, it's huge. It's huge for them. They make a ton of money from it. So, of course, they don't want to give it up. They can say whatever they want on TV and in interviews, but they don't want PFF to go anywhere. Believe you me.
Eric R. asked am I still in the hard-ass oak chair? Nope. Eric, I've got the new chair in here. It arrived about the week before my birthday when we had that run-up on March 28th. So I've got a nice comfy, what's the right word for a
expensive
ergonomic chair?
Oh, ergonomic. Yes, that too.
And I can lean back now.
Don't think he drinks or smokes. Oh, Mike doesn't think he drinks or smokes. All right. So,
but he does play golf. Jay Ingram.
Jay does?
You watch it, Jay, when I get good, I'm going to come up there and we're going to play some golf, Jay.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Vin says this is a Dr. Evil chair.
Montana or something?
Somewhere in the Midwest, yeah. Or, Northwest. Yeah, Wyoming, Montana.
Sounds like somewhere I want to visit.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the only states I haven't been to up there. I haven't been that part of the country. Wyoming, let's see, Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, that area, and the Dakotas. There's like 5 or 6 states I haven't been to. Other 44 have. But those 6, I've never even seen that part of the country. I have no idea what it
Peace
looks like in
Love
person.
says, who do you guys use that doesn't use payment for order flow? Any of the big brokers that allow you to do directed trade. So personally, I use Fidelity. You have to go in any of these brokers and set your settings to directed trade to like IEX or New York Stock Exchange, which I think on Fidelity is XNYS. But any of the big broker companies will allow you to do directed trade. No Webull, no Moomoo, no Robinhood.
Nope. We are you're adding to your own demise the longer we stay on there. Someone said that Jay's in Montana. Angelina, I think. He's in Montana. Yep, Blood War 86. Everyone is always talking about Moomoo. There is a lot of Moomoo. There is a lot of Moomoo talk. I don't know why there's so much. They must give the best incentives for
because they have a web page that says we don't do payment for order flow. So the content creators have what I call plausible deniability.
I see.
But I bet if you show them that Apex Clearing and the words we use payment for order flow and held them accountable to that, they being the content creator, they might change their tune. Maybe.
Doug in real life.
Maybe we need to do a video on that.
Maybe
Massalorian.
we should. And we should.
I've seen other people do it, but not anybody in our circle. And at any rate, these fucking clickbaiters, they don't care what we say anyways. They're going to do what they want.
Yep. Doug in real life says, with due respect, YouTubers appear to be the only ones making money on this play. Oh boy, Doug. We should sit down someday and go over my numbers.
We're going to qualify that by saying the ones doing 4 to 20 videos a day and pushing merchandise or other apps. Yes. If you're doing one video a day, I can promise you're not making money doing YouTube. You're barely paying your electricity and bills for things like Ortex, Fintel, Restream. You know, I spend $500 plus a month just on tools to give you guys good information.
Wall Street Journal, Barron's, everyone wants a subscription fee just to make the videos. If you want to use their video content, you got to get an account.
I spend $100 a month just on Adobe for licensing images for thumbnails and stupid shit.
Boom. Yep. So it just depends.
I mean, really, the idea of just going out and standing under the street post out there and, you know, turn my phone on and just say whatever the fuck I want and do that 20 times a day, it's got a certain appeal to it. When I gotta pay all these bills every month, what am I doing?
Quit that?
What am I doing putting out factual information, one video a day? Why am I wasting 8 hours doing due diligence when these guys are making $20,000 a month putting out nonsense? I'm just going to create some funny stories and say whatever the F I want. Those are the guys doing it for money. Not your average Bigums or Massalorian, Wrench, Tony Denaro. We're making paltry sums.
Forbes.
We're not in this for the money.
Yeah.
We all know how to do it for the money if we want
Pantheon.
Pantheon, yeah. All of us know how to do it for the money if we wanted to. It's a conscious choice.
Right.
If they're doing more than 2 videos a day, or they're pushing anything on every video at the beginning of every video. How often in the beginning of my videos do you hear me talk about Discord? I have people that watch me for a year that just found out I had a Discord because I posted, you know, something about it on Twitter the other day.
I just got Discord last week for the second time in my life. Just got it last week. So, yeah, it just depends, bro. Every YouTuber is different. There's some guys who are cashing in right now beyond all belief, and there are other guys who are really hoping the stock squeezes, just like everyone else.
I would love for it to squeeze tomorrow so I don't ever have to talk about AMC again. I mean, there are so many other good stocks to talk about that aren't going to take 2 years to squeeze. Makes me nuts when I see people say, you YouTubers just want this play to last forever. No, honestly, I really don't. I got a big paycheck waiting when my stock sells.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'd like this to be over sooner rather than later.
Dude on the couch says, do you make more money for videos or live streams? So dude on the couch, I would say 60% of my videos are non-monetized, meaning they don't run ads on them because of what I say. Usually I'm saying something shitty about Joe Biden or yelling or let's go Brandon. There's words in there they don't like to use. Lockdowns, mandates, vaccine. There's certain words they pick up that they're getting right now as I'm saying them. So usually really the only way, unless you have 50,000 subscribers and they're watching your videos, or you make 10 videos a day and 5,000 people watch each video, that's the only way you're going to make money is with the help of your community. That's it. The only thing is to keep you independent. And eventually they'll come for that too with Patreon. They've done it to a lot of YouTube creators. Savannah Hernandez is a reporter. She's an independent reporter out there. And Patreon took down her YouTube, all of her ways of making money. She's down on the border collecting. She was down at the border, Tony, last week collecting all the different currencies that she was getting from people crossing the border. She whipped out 7 different currencies from across the globe in the hour she was at the Eagle Pass border. She had Russian money, Chinese money, Indian money, Honduras, Ecuador, and 2 other countries. I don't remember what they are. But there were 7 different bills that she traded from different countries that were coming over in a 1-hour stretch. So imagine that.
Doesn't surprise me.
Crazy. Maggie, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Christian Princess, thank you, of course, always.
Thank you, Maggie. Maggie says, what do we think about 32 million of shorts covered? I don't know what that is in reference to. Do you, Massalorian?
No, Maggie. What do you mean by 32 million shorts have covered? What do you mean? And why hasn't the price run up? Like you mean in the very, very near past, like in the last couple of weeks? I'm a professional, says Savannah Hernandez is hot. Come on now. I'm a professional. Why do you think I'm bringing her up, bro? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm not talking about because she's ugly.
Now I need to see what she looks like. Savannah Hernandez.
Oof. Oofy doofy. Carl J. This indicator shows we holding 5 billion shares and not. I wrote a couple of tubers about how OBV indicators shows we're holding 5 billion shares and have not sold, and nobody wants to address this obscenity or spread the message. Hector, who did you reach out to? And how did you express that to them? How did you show them? What were you using for paper for that? A paper trail. Maggie says shorts on loan were 195 and now it's 163. So didn't they just get returned, Tony?
Yeah.
It's not that they just got returned, Maggie, I think, is what you're thinking. They just
there's a difference between shorted shares and shares on loan. So I always talk about these shares on loan when it was 30 or 40 million more than the short interest, kind of like they're just holding them in their bank. They could deploy them if needed, and they're paying interest on those, but they aren't actually shorted, so they can return them at any time if they decide they're not going to use them, and that's what happened.
He says Pantheon Boss and Twitter. Oh, Pantheon and Boss on Twitter. Oh, okay. You showed them on Twitter.
Yeah, the on balance indicator is not something I typically look at, but Hector, if you want to send me something on Twitter so I can try and validate that. I don't know. I think if we have a way to validate 5 billion shares, I'd like to see that. Nobody's been able to. Nobody that I know of in the last year and a half has been able to quantify the amount of shares.
We have been looking for that golden goose. That is the smoking gun, Hector. Right? All we've had so far are spreadsheets and Excel spreadsheets by random YouTubers who are showing you exaggerated numbers. There's all kinds of problem with the number right now. I'm not saying that it's not 5 billion, but
I see people do things like add up all the FTDs like they don't ever get resolved. You know, I've looked at the FTDs for the last 5 years and there's 20 billion FTDs. It doesn't work that way. So you got to know what the data is you're looking at and count it correctly. But if you want to send it to me, I can definitely help validate that, or if it's correct, get you some publicity on that.
Yeah. Do you have the email addresses are in both of our descriptions. Not
He
for
says he has
tonight's
Twitter.
video.
He has
okay.
Twitter,
There
so
you
he
go.
can send it to us on that too.
Yep, DM. There you go. DN. No, Chris, I didn't see that, but a lot of people have been talking about it tonight. So is that what actually happened? He went on to Twitter. So let me see. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. Let me go pull it up on Twitter. Find what the hell's going on with Cat Striker and Ken G. This is hot. This is hot takes. Massalorian's missing hot takes. Come on.
Sam says that Mark tweeted a few weeks ago he was out of AMC. Wow.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Guess he didn't believe in it after all.
Yeah. Thanks for blowing your load and then running. Let's see here. All right, when we put this up.
What's up, King 713?
Share screen. Okay. Share.
King says he didn't get notification we were streaming. Freaking YouTube.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Blow it up.
Double says, do you feel you guys are suppressed? That sounds like a Monty Python joke.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if I was. Why can't I make this bigger? Because it's not on Twitter. Is that why? Can I just pull this onto my hard drive or no? Yeah, I can. Okay. So it says here, plan continued defamatory campaign regarding Citadel Securities and Ken Griffin. Wow. This is 2Cat from a law firm in Oceanside, California, which is just outside San Diego. You claim that Mr. Griffith lied under oath. Whoa. You claim that Mr. Griffith lied under oath in quotation marks has no factual basis. It is a fabrication you have advanced while promoting certain meme stocks on Twitter and Reddit. Over the course of the past year, you have been inventing and or disseminating various unfounded conspiracy theories and debunked narratives. Is that necessarily true? That's what debunked narratives have we gotten? What are they talking about? You got to be more specific there. Including the false claims that sales securities were involved in decisions by trading app Robinhood. We know that's a lie. To temporarily suspend trading. Are you fucking kidding me? We know that's a lie. And Mr. Griffin was not truthful when he testified before Congress in February that neither he nor any employee at his company had any communication with Robinhood about restricting or doing anything to prevent people from buying in GameStop. Huh. What do you think, T? What do you think?
She clearly has said Ken Griffin lied. Clearly people think that he has lied, and clearly they can sue for whatever they want. So that doesn't mean it's factual.
I would say maybe the defaming cat, because we have documentation that there were communications that have been verified through multiple media sources. I can't believe they had the balls to put her on that, to send that to her. It said, or an employee restricted any trading or wait, what was the wording again? Let me read that one more time. Make sure I got that right. It said, Mr. Griffin was not truthful when he testified before Congress in February that neither he nor any employee at his company had any communication with Robinhood about restricting or doing anything to prevent people from buying in GameStop. Boom. There you go, Kat.
I'm pulling up Moo because someone got mad at me for getting a fact wrong. First, people get mad at me when I get facts right, and now they're getting mad that I made a mistake. So we'll clear this up right now. I said apex, but Moo actually clears through FUTU. And as soon as I pull up the payment for order flow verbiage here, Massalorian, we'll put it on the big screen.
Okay.
My apologies for making a mistake, you guys. I do make mistakes. I'm not always right. I try and say that in every live stream at least once.
What? I'm not always right. I think I'm wrong more often. All right, so I'm showing my support for Cat.
That's the problem with doing live streams. We've talked about this on other live streams, right? We give them a little bit of leeway when they're live if they get their facts wrong, because it's hard. You know, the reason we spend hours making a 5-minute video is so that everything we say in a video we make sure is factually correct as it can be. You make mistakes sometimes when you're live. It's just the nature of the beast. Everybody does it.
QQWW says, Mass, do you think AMC squeeze play is dead or what? No, absolutely, QQW, not. Absolutely not. We have not seen the bottom of the market. There's many things that have not happened yet. Just hang on to your shorts, guys. We could be going into a long-term conflict in Eastern Europe. They just put 300,000 troops on alert for NATO across Europe. Just hang on to your skirts. There's some things coming. Pharmacists cannot make mistakes. Angelina, you're an ATF agent. No excuses for you. Dynamite says, I'm sure Kenny lied about something. We know, Dino, we know he did. We know he did. For sure, we know he did. Eric says, Tony is always right, Mr. Right Now, and Mass is always the glue that holds us all together. I'm trying, Eric.
All right. Do we all agree that Moo uses FUTU, FUTU, as their clearinghouse, or do I need to put up that screen also?
I think we can assume that.
All right. So do a screen share on my.
You want it full screen? Big all the way?
About FUTU's fees. I understand that FUTU will benefit from executing transactions on my behalf and maintaining my account at FUTU. Such benefits may include payments from third parties for order flow. I can stop reading right there. This is why I don't talk about Moo, because there is this conflicting information out there. When I dig in, it appears that Moo using FUTU and FUTU saying that they benefit from payment from third parties for order flow. It appears that possibly Moo is doing payment for order flow. That's really, I guess, the question that needs to be answered. How can they be using FUTU and FUTU saying that they may benefit from payment for order flow and Moo saying that they don't?
And it can't be both, right? It's one or the other. Yeah, that was they have claimed this whole time that they do not use PFOF. There's no doubt about that. Liz says Zip Trader pushes it Moo all the time too. I wonder, do you think I would assume they got to know that, right?
You got to really dig to find this.
Yeah.
This is not even on Mumu's website. This is on Futu's website.
Futu's website. Right. You're right. So I bet you a lot of the guys who are talking about it probably don't even know. I bet you they've never even gone to Futu. They just took Mumu's word for it that, hey, guys, we're not using it, right?
Yep.
I mean, you would think that
That's
they
why
would tell you the
I don't
truth.
give them a hard time, but I'd like to start giving Mumu a hard time and make them answer this question. How can you use Futu, Mumu?
And
And
say,
Futu says they benefit from payment for order flow. And then how can you say then that you don't use payment for order flow? We need to start calling Mumu out and make them answer this question, because I don't know. Maybe there's a logical explanation.
Yeah, right. That we're not even considering. Yep.
That's why I don't call people out for using Mumu, because really, I mean, at the end of the day, how many people are using Mumu compared to Robinhood or Webull?
Oh, it's minuscule, I'm sure.
Right.
Minuscule. I think a majority of traders are still on either Webull or Robinhood right now, if I had to guess. I would say if I had to guess right now and to estimate, maybe 15 to 20% of retail is going lit to the exchange right now through one of the brokers that offers it. That's what I would guess. Somewhere between 15 and 20%. I don't know. What do you think? Think it's more than that?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a way we could find out. I'm sure there's reports that I can pull up off of FINRA to see what type of clearing is coming through Futu. But I don't know. Something about using a broker based out of China. Also, why would you do that? China.
I don't think that.
But if you sign up now with Mumu, you can get up to 167 stocks worth 10,000 each.
Up to 10,000. I think that's why I stay away from any promotional shit. Like I don't even want to get involved with that. I never have. It's just smarter just to stay away from it, right? Like why even get involved pushing anything? What happens if they screw over someone and next thing you know, they tank themselves because they make a big mistake in the market? I would just stay away from promoting anything. There's better ways to hustle out there. Make more videos if you have to. Find other things to talk about.
Did you hear about the food and diet influencers that were pushing these products, some vegetarian meal product,
No.
and then like 100 of them got sick, and a bunch of them, even the influencers, had to have their gallbladders removed?
No,
This was in the news this week. People
influencers were pushing a product that got them sick.
Yes, it was like some lentils and beans or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but
wow.
I mean, these people were going under the knife. They were about to die. They had to have they had liver enzyme readings that were off the charts, if I'm not mistaken.
For some kind of toxin?
Yes. I don't know. Keep in mind, if it's not finance related, I'm spending 10 seconds scanning an article. I did not commit it to memory, but I did read it because it had to do with video influencers.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Bigham said, Tony, they use market centers and get rebates instead of PFOF when using Futu.
I don't know.
It says, out of China.
I mean, I know they all get rebates too, but it says payment for order flow. It couldn't be any more clear. Yeah, they all get rebates based on volume too. What are you going to do?
Nothing until the SEC makes them pay.
Again? When are you coming on with this again, Bighams?
Yeah, Bighams. What about Bighams? Will you come on and do bingo?
Yeah, do bingo with us. And by the way, Bighams, I don't know if I reached out to you on Twitter, but I've been reading about your mom. I hope she's doing better.
Oh, I didn't even know something was up with his mom. Hope your mom's okay. I didn't even know something was up.
I went through all of that. I went through all of that recently with my mom, so I can relate, and I feel for you, bro.
Parents getting sick and old is tough. It's not fun to watch. I can tell you that. It's not fun to watch. Another reason why I'm dying for this thing to squeeze, man. I'd like to I'd like to be able to do something nice for my parents. Storms Warrior says
I would guess 75% of AMC longs are in the red. Any other guesses? I think there are some indicators that we can look at that would tell us that.
Last week, that was the case. I think over last week, that was, what was it on? I'm trying to think what day it was. I want to say Tuesday and Wednesday. I think both days last week in the middle of the week, we were running like 3-1. A couple of days are in the middle of the week.
Anybody who's bought in the last 12 months is in the red. Any shares you bought in the last 12 months?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. All my shares that I bought in the run up.
I'd be surprised if it was 75%, but it might be. I know people like my friend up in Jersey Shore that bought it $55.
Jesus Christ. Lewis promoting his Judgment Day theory by talking about a little bank. I know, Storm Warrior. We just had some people weighing in on that it's just some little online banking firm.
We need to get some clown wigs so we can, wear them when we're talking about the other channels.
They're all in the chat. Everyone's got clown faces. Let's see. Eric says, Mass, you know what is fun to watch? It starts with T and ends with honey. Oops, I meant Tony. So sweet. You're sick, man. You're sick. You're not subscribed to my channel, Eric, are you? Stay away. Carl J says, it was nice for my granddaughters and grandkids. Like to dream. Let's see. Someone said, why is AMC's Bigham's comment missing?
I can't see that it's comment.
Yeah, we can't take comments off. I think I can put people on timeout, but
I have restrictions in my chat. If someone puts a link, it'll I see like avert the herd. Oh, and if it's all caps, like ew.
Yeah, I can see that.
That will also be because of the spam bots that come in when we're doing live streams. But that's all automated. I don't even think we have any mods in here tonight, do we?
Liz Clayman's here. Sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I saw Diaz. Diaz was here earlier. I saw Diaz and Maxi was in here. He's a mod. Futu is China-based company. J Rass says Futu is a China-based company. Yeah, right. That's what you just said, right?
I think Singapore. I don't want to say a mistake again. Hang on.
Yeah. We don't want any mistakes. Don't
want to piss off anybody by saying a mistake.
No mistakes. AMC Bigham's post was a half an hour ago that Mass posted. Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, probably, bro. I'm way behind in the chat.
It says at the bottom, it says here in their corporate profile, they're based in Silicon Valley, but then in the very small print regarding Futu, Shenzhen Futu Network Technology Company. Shenzhen is definitely China. So
China. That is a big city in China, Shenzhen. Jim, thank you very much for the paired chat. He says, what is the recession news? Thanks, guys. So the Atlanta Fed today put out a tweet, Jim, saying that we were going to have a negative GDP growth for Q2. And they also did an adjustment, right, to Q1. I think it went up from 1.5 to 1.6. And then basically, I guess they made the announcement today that July 28th, we'll know the definite number, right, when everything's all said and done. But it looks like we're going to have we're going to be in an actual recession on paper.
Do you want to throw this chart up one more time for the people that weren't here at the beginning?
Yes, please.
So see this green line? This is something that I look at every week. This is the Atlanta Fed's GDP now estimate of the GDP. So these aren't final numbers, but when this green line went below the 0 right here, this is what we've been hoping all quarter would not happen. And of course, it happened in the last 3 days. It went below the 0. So that means that this quarter is going to be negative GDP. And then that in turn means that will be 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP, which meets the economist and politician definition of a recession. So I don't think there's any way out of them saying we're definitely in a recession. It's one thing to see it, feel it, live it, sense it. Now you got the hard data.
Yes. And on that note, speaking of which, did you see the news out of Sri Lanka? What happened with their petrol?
No.
So the country, starting on Monday, lasting for 14 days, no petrol sales to the general public unless you are food delivery or medical driving. Do you know how many people have to do mass transportation in Sri Lanka to get to manufacturing jobs every day? They can't. This is not a country that works from home. 95% of the population doesn't own a computer. And it's one of the biggest supply hubs and manufacturing centers for garments and all kinds of stuff, blankets, sheets. There was a ton of things and now basically their entire economy is going to grind to a halt for the next 2 weeks because there is not enough fuel. And the same thing is about to happen to Germany. Like very shortly, if they don't get any emergency fuel, Germany could be out of fuel within a few weeks. It's crazy. Crazy.
It says Futu Holdings Limited operates as a holding company in digitized brokerage and wealth management in China, Hong Kong, and the United States. The largest investor of Futu is Tencent. Have you heard of that company? They trade on our exchange.
No. Tencent? No. That's the largest?
They were their largest investor back in 2019. It's a Chinese company, Tencent. Futu is the first big Chinese IPO of 2019. 5 things to know about the online brokerage. I mean, Singapore, Hong Kong, you say tomato, I say tomato. They're not a United States company.
No. I would just stay away from that just based on general principle. I don't trust the CCP.
It says over here, Futu Holdings headquarters is in Hong Kong.
Which is about to be enveloped by China and devoured.
Like I said, not something I've ever looked into before. Don't really care. But if we need to make a big deal about Mumu and get them to answer about Futu and PFOF, we certainly can.
Futu.
If it's bothering you guys, we can start in on it. I gotta pick my battles up. Trying to catch up on my list of ticker symbols y'all have asked about.
I know. Every day there's a new influx. King Louis, did you see the truckload of immigrants? Yes, sir, we did. Yeah. The death toll was up to like 50. It is getting out of hand, man. It's been out of hand for a long time. We had 250,000 people across the border.
I heard they arrested May. I heard they arrested 4 people. Did you anybody hear why they abandoned the truck? That was something I was curious about.
No, but I heard that when they opened the back, the people were so hot that that people firefighters had to put gloves on when they were handling the people. I'm like, that sounds ridiculous, and it could be an exaggeration, but they said the bodies were intensely hot. It was like over 110 degrees.
If I go out to my vehicle in the middle of the day and start it up, you can't even touch the steering wheel.
Really?
God. It will almost burn you.
Fucking forget it. God, what a way to die.
It's blazing hot here. In San Antonio, where that truck was, it's even hotter than Austin because they're further south.
Really? And think about it, the AC unit's out, so it's whipping around that hot air that's in the back of that truck. You're like literally in an air fryer. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's a convection oven, literally
Yep.
whipping
Yep.
around the hot air, making it even hotter. So at the
Horrible.
highest temperatures, you could have got up to 120, 130. Who knows? With that wind blowing, who knows how hot it could have got? Ugh, it's just horrible. Yeah, it's getting out of control, and no one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. It's insane. Cortez 314. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. Says my wife and I are both police officers, and she got sick from COVID with complications, so it's hard for her to get to work. I hold AMC for her. Be safe, all. Hey, man, thank you so much, and thank you for your service. And I hope your wife gets better soon and has no more complications. I know a lot of us. Tony had a snafu with it. A lot of people got boosted. I mean, look at Fauci right now. They're saying he's like on his deathbed. He's double boosted and vaxxed. We're all holding AMC for everyone just like you guys. But thank you very much. Damn, man. It's depressing sometimes. Think about this shit. It really is. Just what a way to go. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, T. I'm good. I'm going to go on for a little bit because I just don't know what's going to happen the next couple of days. So I don't know if I'm going to be moving or what. So I don't know if I'm going to be able. I don't know when I'm going to be moving this whole thing.
Avert the Herd was asking about FTDs. Put up this chart one more time, Mass. I don't talk about FTDs this year in June because look, they're just so low right here on the very far right compared to last year when they were exciting. So you're not going to see me talk or tweet about FTDs. It's just minuscule compared to the numbers we were looking at. These lines that are off the chart up, orange bars, was January and June of 2021. And then we go over to this year, it's almost nothing. And I see people tweeting about it. I just go on about my day because I don't want to bring anybody down for getting excited about FTDs, but it's really not interesting to me considering that they're compared to last year so low.
Yeah. Yep.
I will definitely. I'll be shouting it from the rooftops if we see some bars like we did back in 2021.
Yeah, I know. We will be shouting from the rooftops. It's weird tonight. I've never seen so many people coming in, different names I've never seen before, saying, "Oh, I'm worried about AMC," or "Are you guys still in the play?"
People are saying that in our comments.
Yeah, so a couple of people were, someone said they were kind of bummed out about it, and they were,
maybe they're
I hate to see that.
Maybe they're just now finding us and welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. I mean, it is depressing when you watch all those other channels and they're telling you tomorrow confirmed. Yeah, we don't do that.
It's depressing watching us too, though.
Huh?
We don't give hopium, but it still hurts every day.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't take the pain away.
I still get upset every day when I wake up and we're not squeezing, but I also have perspective about it, knowing that if I need to wait for this to become a fundamental play, I'm okay with that for AMC to get profitable, and we're making headway in the right direction. So one thing I won't do is clickbait title you 20 times a day to make myself 20,000 a month and then get you depressed that nothing ever happens.
Sucks.
Anyways,
what are you gonna do?
Anyways, what are you gonna do? Clown hat.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we can do. I don't know. What do you think, Tony? When should we start thinking about to set up this thing to do it? Which night do you think we should do it? So we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Let me check with Alex and see what works for her, and I need to check with Scarlett and see what works for her as far as me getting a few hours on a weekend night and
Okay.
and I'll let you know.
Okay. I'll put a poll out too and see. Maybe we can see what the audience get. We'll
It'd be
put 3
cool if we
nights.
could get some other folks in here, like
That's
Bigums
what I
or
want to do. Yeah.
Jay Ingram. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get a couple people. Maybe KC, Pantheon. Yeah. Let's get a bunch of people on. That would be really fun.
Pantheon, you know, he's going to have to show us that he's drinking.
Oh, that's true. That's
right?
true.
I want to see
Damn
you
it.
take
We
the
can't
shot.
even invite Pantheon. Maybe we can have an off-screen camera, someone that's seen him before, the Great Oz, and they can be off-screen watching, making sure, and just giving us a thumbs up every time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would work. I mean, I love Pantheon, but if we're doing a bingo drinking game, I got to see you drink.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. We can't have people cheating.
Casey Shaw will not be around this weekend, but he said he's up for something next weekend.
Okay.
So,
all right.
For a live stream, maybe not for bingo night, but
there's plenty of people we can get out there. There's plenty of we can reach out to Big M's. There's a boss. There's a ton of people.
I was talking with the folks in the Discord about maybe we should do a live stream playing poker in Discord, but then I realized everybody would see my cards, so
oh yeah, you can't do that.
Work.
That's not going to work. No, no. That's pretty cool though. I didn't know you could play cards. I'm still figuring out Discord. I'm still getting used to it. Do you know how to? Yeah, actually, you know how to operate it real well, right?
Well, I don't know about real well. I didn't know how to operate it at all before a year ago. But the one thing you need to do, anyone who's creating a new Discord, even the free ones, and I know you're out there because I see people saying they're starting them up. There are a lot of security protocols you need to put in place to lock that thing down. So make sure you go spend some time on a channel of how to set up your Discord with all of the adequate security in place.
Do you mean if you're starting a new one or if you're just joining one?
Starting a new one.
Okay. Okay.
Just to protect yourself from bots and spammers and, you know, people. I mean, if you don't have the right permission set up, someone can go in and delete channels or delete users. There's all sorts of shenanigans that can happen if it's not set up correctly.
Okay. Keep that in mind, guys. Whenever you're joining one, and yeah.
As a joining in, you know, you're mostly okay, right? Nothing's 100% safe, but I'm saying if you're creating a Discord, spend a few hours watching a video from someone who has a good video on how to set up your Discord. You do yourself a favor now. You don't want to have someone that knows more than you do come in and delete your whole Discord.
No,
because you left security holes.
That would be suck. Someone just came and backdoored you. Oof. Imagine. Guest said, Tony and Mass, are you worried that because of how long the AMC play is taking and the world issue is hurting everyone financially, that the majority of AMC retail won't hold past 200, 300? Does that worry me? That because everyone's financially strapped? No, not necessarily. No. And even if people are closing at 200 and 300, that doesn't mean that it can't run higher, much higher, because we don't know how many people are going to close at those numbers. It could be a very small percentage.
I'm 90% more worried about people putting out clickbait videos every day saying Biden confirmed the MOAS, Musk confirmed the MOAS, Facebook crashed, Facebook going down confirmed the MOAS. I'm worried about that demotivating people because they're being overpromised on a daily basis. That's what I worry about. That's the only thing I worry about.
Yep. They did it with Ray Dalio and Elon's buyout. Nonsense. Yep. 100%. Yep. Do you need to lock down your security on Discord if you are not a creator and just a user? Yes, Steve S is saying it's just for the creators, Steve.
Right. Yep. For the person managing the Discord.
Yeah, you should be okay other than that. They're saying Brigham's is on live, so maybe I just report these videos as spam. Kenny Suck says, shit, if AMC hits 200 next week, I'm rich. Mass, did you just say worried someone will backdoor me? No, I meant security breach through your computer. Come on, Jeff. What in Sam's hell? Come on, bro.
All right, guys. I'm going to
sorry.
call it a night because I'm pushing 3 hours here on this live stream. Mass will take care of you for the rest of the night as long as he wants to stay on. I got to go say hello to Scarlett if she's still awake, eat some dinner, and then still be able to wake up for pre-market tomorrow and find out what we're going to make money on tomorrow while we're waiting on this damn short squeeze. So thank you for hanging out, everyone. You don't need to leave my channel. The live stream will still be up. I'm just going off camera. Thank you, Massalorian.
Love you, T. Thank you, man. Thanks for coming by. I'll talk to you in the
And
morning.
if I don't see you guys tomorrow, I'm sure I probably will. I'll try and come on live at some point. Don't forget, Monday is a holiday, and there won't be market open on Monday, July 4th. Have a good night.
Bye, T. Jimmy says, Mass, did you hear that? Yeah, man. So Jimmy Thunder, the big deal about that, it's not a big deal. According to everything we looked at tonight and looked into tonight, that Australian bank is not going to have a major impact on or ramifications or anything to do with our MOAS or, broader implications across the market. It's a very small part of the financial system. It's not like Deutsche Bank is getting run out, right? Let's see. Carl J says, you will make your children proud. I think he's talking to Tony before he left. I'm in Australia. Oh, Natalie, hold on. We got an Aussie in the house. Natalie, good evening. I'm in Australia. The bank closing very insignificant. It is. All right, Natalie, thank you for backing me up on that. That's good to know. Appreciate you reaching out and saying that. Yeah, it seems very insignificant. I think this goes for a lot of YouTubers out there who are looking for content. They're having trouble finding things to talk about. And you're going to see a lot of this kind of nonsense. People saying things that are big deals that they just aren't. Just not going to have a huge impact on us. Van Cool, good night, man. Good night. Natalie says ISM. My neighbor mowed his lawn, MOAS confirmed. Exactly, Doc. It's a lot of that. The good thing is we had this whole, after tomorrow, if we can just get a decent day tomorrow, I'd just like to close over $14 by the end of the day tomorrow would be wonderful. I really would. IP and Kenny's Pool says, anyone in chat, is Redbox dead? I think so, IP. But I never got involved with it, so I can't say for sure 100%. But it seems like, I don't know. Seems like a lot of people got in trouble with that from what I read. LA says, are the problems? Yeah, so LA, I was talking about that earlier, not that specifically, but there's some major things going on in China right now that no one's talking about. Besides the major flooding from the dams, the bank situation, yeah, that is a bigger deal. That goes to the whole Evergrande, everything going on in China right now that is disrupting the world economy. That is a big deal. Clark said, so I heard the hedge funds have 8 million AMC shares. Yeah, Clark, someone said that earlier today. I don't know where that came from. Someone did bring that up in the chat earlier, and me and Tony couldn't figure out where it came from. Is that where you saw it? Doc says, Redbox, thanks, Doc. Redbox was never actually alive. People fell for the BS. And I know we talked about this back in April and March. We said, be aware. There will be opportunities, but they will leave bag holders just like they did last spring after we ran up. And they had Wendy's and all the other gimmicky Clove and everything else. All these enticing little stocks. We knew it was coming. David says the truck even had air conditioning for the back. Yes, someone had said that they thought that the AC was on. It was but it wasn't working. That the fan was blowing the hot air around because of the temperature, the body temperature of the people inside. It's so morbid to even talk about, though. Unholy Shaman, what's wrong with you, man? You all right? It's only Thursday. Stay with us. Sell those spikes if you're in it. Yes, Kyle J. That's right. Clark says, you remember last Friday? Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, though, that they have to cover the next 35 days, Clark. I'd have to look into that. I can't say for that's for sure. I'd have to look. I do remember that now. Remember someone mentioning that. Yeah. Thank God. We got a couple of vacation days coming up. I got so much stuff to catch up on. Dino Mike says, yeah, Clark, I know. Yep. I'm gonna have to look into it. That would make sense though if that was the case in 35 days, they would have to purchase those. On Redbox and jumped out. Yeah, that's the way, dude. That's the way, Dino. That's the way. I'm glad you did good, Liz. That's good. Galen, Melvin Capital. They are all done, I think, officially today. They are out of the game. Richard says China banks in Shenzhen and Shanghai are. Yeah, I saw there was $1,000 a day maximum. Yep. Yeah, globalization is coming to a swift end, guys. Make no doubt about it. Make no mistake. It is coming to an end. Yeah, you got to be cutthroat, Carl J. That dude says we always get an AMC uptick right around 405. Truth. I used to load trucks, says Dino Mike. It gets hot as F in the trailer, tin box oven. I can only imagine. That's another thing, right? They're inside a tin box with the sun beating down on them. I don't know how long they have been driving for, but man, to say their skin was that hot and they're in a convection oven, there's just some horrifying images because of bad policy. Bad policy. We had the border tied up, locked up, just about. And now we're seeing record numbers month over month. Galen says, didn't they have some short positions to cover on AMC or no? So Galen, there was the thought out there. A lot of people had thought that possibly they had not closed GME positions from the original run up when Citadel bailed them out, but there was never anything to back that up with paperwork or there was no way to ever prove that. It was just an assumption that a lot of people had because the SEC had said that none of the buying pressure from last January had to do with closing. So people just assumed. I don't take the SEC at their word, so I don't think they were ever truthful about that. Did you hear about ACH transfer limits were raised from 100? No, I didn't, Jeff. No, that I didn't hear. Limit transfers. So basically 10x. Yeah, Angelina, right? Yep. Yeah. Awful. That dude says, my buddy said it's them slowly covering. Who's slowly covering that, dude? We always got to uptick. Oh, you think that's what they're doing at the end of the day there? I That dude said, whatever happened to them FTDs from May 27th? That was like 3 million. Yeah, man. But like Tony was just showing, I think I still have it here. Look at the volume for the FTDs. I mean, look at compared to last summer. There's not that many. I mean, you can't make a big deal out of the, look at the FTDs from last summer to now. There's no comparison. We're not going to see a bunch of price action from those FTDs. Clearly. Twitter is, fuck Jeff. I don't even know, bro. I think it's at Massalorian or at I think it's at Massalorian. Hold on. Let me just look. It is. This is sad. I don't know my own Twitter handle. Yeah, at Massalorian. At Massalorian, Jeff. Sorry. I literally only use Twitter for communication. That's it. And for my personal pronouns. Okay, cool, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you. That will save me from having to run it down. Carl J says, beat COVID with no vax was a sham for our RNA RICO holders. Just my opinion. I'm not going to say I wish ill will on anyone, but I don't feel terribly, terribly sad about Dr. Fauci with his terrible cough. Yes, Hector, they are done. Stick a fork in them. Yep. Oh, thank you, Liz. Yes, that is it at Massalorian. Yeah. I don't promote it. I don't like Dr. Wussy, so. But it is good for communication, I guess. It's Newtown Square, whatever. Yes, he works at Fidelity. He said that's what they're going to do to us. He said he can't say them letting. Oh, I remember this conversation. Yeah. I don't read too deep into that, and I can see why that is, why he thinks that. I can understand why he thinks that. I have a different take on it, that dude. I don't think this, they can afford to. I don't think they can afford to not let this thing do what it has to do. What it should have done a long time ago. They've had plenty of time for this managed event, whatever you want to call it. There is no reason why they should not let this thing run. Let retail get paid. They're going to make a lot of money back in the market from retail getting back in again. Everything's going to be at a discount, basement, bargain prices. Including blue chip stocks. Crypto is down. I mean, they're going to make the money back. People are going to play options. They're going to get risky. The market's going to rebound. There'll be FOMO again. There'll be anticipation. I mean, as long as the economy doesn't collapse, we're going to rebound. So, Annie, how you doing tonight? Prometheus, I see you in the chat. Good evening. Nice, Annie. Yeah, you just missed Tony. He just signed off. But I was going to stay on a couple more minutes till probably like 1 or 1:15. Don't worry about being late. Mass had technical problems earlier. Yeah, they'll do fine. They'll do fine. They will make it back with people making silly options plays. And Mud Puddle says, I don't believe for a minute that Fauci took not for a minute. So I saw yesterday the first implementation of giving basically Social Security to teenagers and Gen Zers, and that's in Wales. They just started it in the country of Wales. So they're offering you like $1,200 to sign up. You get registered with your phone, and you get an automatic payment per month that covers all your expenses. And then anything you make after that, you can use on yourself. And all you have to do is sign up for it. That is the first implementation I've seen of any kind of electronic credit score or social credit score way of tracking your spending. So they're trying it now in Wales, of all places, which is weird. I don't know why Wales. Yeah, I don't believe, no matter what that dude, they're not going to let them collapse. They won't let that happen. So, which is why I think me and Tony and Pantheon and a couple other people have said, like, don't hold out for 100,000 guys, because it's not getting there. That will cripple the hedge funds, and they're too intricate of a part of the economy of this country to be dismantled right now, especially in a time of crisis or recession, possibly heading towards a depression. You can't eliminate them. I'd like to. I just don't think it's going to happen. Liz, yeah, UBI, that's it. Yep. They just started in Wales. Crazy. Clark says, Mass, do you believe, hypothetically speaking, if retail sold all their AMC shares, institutions would buy all those shares and force a short squeeze? If we had a mass sell-off, Clark, and that would drive the price down, right? Because we'd probably oversell the float, and that would kill us, crush us. I would never recommend that. That's basically doing taking away the buy button on our own, or implementing the sell button on our own. No provocation. That dude says he told me they will do it when no one expects it, and it will jump in price so high that they won't worry about us retail because we never buy high. I was like, damn. Yeah, that dude, I can understand why he would say that. I can understand the logic behind it. The theory makes perfect sense. Definitely could happen. I don't know who your friend is. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know what his credentials are, but that's certainly a possibility. I wouldn't put any of this past them. But they won't let them fail, that's for sure. D, how you doing tonight? Good evening. See D in the chat. Such a catch-22. Kills folks, but we get Mo ass. Yeah, I know. I mean, you know what, though, Carl? They can't blame retail. These guys have been wiping out pension funds for the better part of a year now. They can't blame retail. They can't. This is all on them. We didn't do anything to them. They made the decision to short this. We just went long. And we've been in the battle ever since. And all the information that we have right now is still telling us that we are in the driver's seat. As long as AMC can keep cranking out movies and selling popcorn and bringing in ticket revenue, we don't have anything to worry about. Just time. They're not going to zero. They're not going bankrupt. That dude says he did say we have them nervous, but not scared yet. Oh, they're definitely nervous. That's clear. And anyone in Wall Street for the last couple months has admitted to multiple hedge funds being way over leveraged and in trouble. This is not a secret. Angelina says they won't let them all fail. Right. Some of them, yeah, some of the companies won't make it through. But some of the larger ones are probably going to be all right. They're going to help each other, just like Citadel bailed out Melvin. They're not going to let the hedgehogs. They're not going to let the hedgehogs fail on us. Yeah, Clark, I think they have a pretty good idea of it. I don't think the entire economic, mainstream media, whatever you want to call them, whatever personalities, They seem to all be on the same page that there's some major issues in the very near future, and things that can be exasperated by outside forces on the market. What's going on in Eastern Europe? Inflation rising, GDP going down, unemployment numbers, inflation numbers. More than likely, Angelina, the big three will probably make it. Oh, they haven't lost until they lose. That's right. I'm a professional. That is being a professional. I should do. I don't like getting cocky. You're right. Great point. Stay grounded. We have done nothing but hold. It kills them. Oh, I can imagine. I mean, who the hell? Think of how crazy. Think of how crazy this stock has been since. Well, I don't know when each individual of you guys got in, but since March or end of February, early March last year, when I bought my first AMC shares. I mean, we've gone from $4. I think my first shares I bought were at 4, ridden up to 72, and now we're back down to the teens. I mean, they must be completely in astonishment that this many people have held AMC this long. They must be like, what the hell? They didn't sell at 60, 50, 40, 30. They must be losing their minds. That's just how I feel, Clark. I truly believe that they are in a lot of trouble. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that they made some fucking risky cowboy plays, and they are way in over their heads right now. And at some point, they're gonna get it. I really think that. Not saying that I used AMC or GME to hedge against inflation or a market recession or a pullback or anything like that, because that would be disingenuous, right? But there have been times when I've thought about AMC and GME almost as a hedge against a recession. I think of us as like 4 million mini Dr. Michael Burrys. Clark, I got in February, end of February, beginning of March, when the stock was hovering between $4 and $5. It was kind of bouncing around in that price bracket. I'm back. Sweet YouTube can't shadow ban this guy too. He's too intelligent. Cash hits. How you doing tonight, man? Not selling until justice. Exactly. Yeah, as far as I know, all my shares are real. I think. Prometheus says Wall Street, i.e., hedge funds, have been stealing from retail and pensions for decades. They incurred a loss. The ones that actually lose are the pension clients. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Think of how much money they've wiped. What? Think of how much money was pumped into the market. Think back to when the stimulus checks came out and a bunch of these tech stocks started running. When Kathy Wood was, all the rave and all these stocks that people bought at these high prices and definitely got caught holding the bag all the way down. Just an inflow of cash after the GameStop fiasco in January. Think about how much liquidity that pumped into the market. It was backed by nothing. It was just printed out of thin air. I mean, it's backed by treasury notes, but you know what I'm saying. Let's get it. Says they never thought we would hold this long. Yeah, of course not. This is insanity, even for the ultimate hodler. This is insanity. Now, the market's never seen anything like this before. There hasn't been anything like this to compare it to, which is so hard. Which is why it's so hard to predict where we're headed. They are bag holding, says Carl J. All right, guys. It is about 1:15. So I'm gonna be going down tomorrow to look at this place, and I should be back Saturday. So if I'm back I will be back Saturday. So if I don't get a video out Saturday night, we'll definitely be going live Saturday night. One way or the other. I would say live stream more than likely because I probably will be stuck down at this new place for at least 24 hours. So Saturday night's what I'm going to plan on, and hopefully we can get Tony and a couple of the guys in on it. Yeah, guys. Good night. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to Liz Clayman and Diaz and Maxie, and I hope I'm not missing any of my mods. I hope not. But thank you all of you guys who modded tonight for me and Tony. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We can't do this without you. Thank you to everyone who showed up from Tony's stream or my stream. Anyone who helped us with a donation tonight. It means everything to keep us independent. And I know I appreciate every penny and all the kind words and everything you guys said tonight. I love all you guys. I hope you have a great Friday tomorrow. Let's make some money. And hopefully AMC will finish the day green. That's all I'm hoping for. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a great night. And we'll talk next 24.